Oh my goodness,
Perfect.
we have one hell of a game. We're live. We have one hell of a game to talk about. We have one hell of a game to talk about. Dylan, this was a look. I understand this isn't like the same thing as coming back down 6-0, but I feel like this game it might be like game of the year contender for the New York Yankees.
Oh yeah.
Top of the
Oh
ninth,
yeah.
bottom of the ninth, one out. Aaron Judge is up. Felix Bautista, one of the best relief pitchers in baseball. This Baltimore Orioles team, they have an unbelievable bullpen. And Aaron Judge, once again, I mean, look, if you think anyone's a better hitter than Aaron Judge, get the hell out of here. Like, I don't know what else. Dylan, I'm speechless right now. I'm going to need you to carry me a little bit here. Tell me how you feeling right now,
Man,
my man.
man, that was a wild game. That was a wild game to say the least. I mean, you know, I don't even think we really deserved to win that game, and that might sound crazy to say, but they were very resilient regardless, and I was really pleased with what they did. I mean, okay, so down 4-0, I thought like, okay, this is a bad Garrett Cole start, not something, great to have. Might be one of those wash up games. No, they came back right away in the 5th inning, which they've been very resilient, all the time. And, then that weird bunt in the 7th inning. I was honestly preparing, I was talking to Ryan about this right before we went live. I was prepared to go on a big rant about that bunt and who called for that bunt. I'm still confused as to who called for that bunt. Clearly, that is irrelevant now because of Aaron freaking Judge, bro. Yet again, saving the day off of Felix Bautista, one of the best closers in the game. Bottom of the 9th inning, down by 1, hits that tying game home run. I mean, that was awesome. That was awesome. You kind of just knew right after that happened that they were going to find a way to win this game. Sure enough, they did in the 10th inning. And of course, it was Anthony freaking Volpe that got the walk-off. Yeah, it wasn't a hit, but a sac fly works as much as anything else in that situation. So I was really happy with that. I mean, that was a crazy game. Very crazy game. I mean, it had pretty much everything you could have asked for. It had the good moments, the head scratching moments, and the dramatics, and then the Yankees win, which was the most important. Those are my thoughts on the game. What do you think?
Yeah, no, just when the Yankees, they were playing unbelievable baseball, you start looking at this game, you start looking at the score, it's 4-0. Yeah, Garrett Cole got beat up a little bit. You're like, all right, look, they were bound to lose one. They came off of a sweep against the Reds. They were on, I think, a 5-game winning streak up to, no,
Four
yes,
game,
no, 4
four
game
game
because
win
they
streak.
lost this. Yeah. So, like, all right, maybe they're going to drop this one. Baltimore's a good team. They've got a great bullpen. You start kind of looking a little bit towards tomorrow, and they get the job done. Aaron Judge, man, I'm trying to just come up with words. I can't. I
The
don't
last
know if
time
I
you and
have
I
the
were
words.
live, Aaron Judge went 4 for 4, and we were saying we were running out of stuff to say. This was like, what more do you want to say? Do we want us to say about him? What more do you want? I mean, the
It's
guy's
nothing.
the guy's a freak. The guy is a freak of nature, dude. The guy is insane.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, like we said, Felix Bautista, one of the best closers in baseball. Aaron Judge still finds a way to get it done. Wasn't no cheap home run either. That
Oh, it
was
was a
that was gone.
bomb.
He squared it up. Took advantage of a bad splitter that Bautista threw right down the middle, and Judge left no doubt on it. I
Yeah.
mean, that was awesome. Like I said, once he hit that, you just knew. You knew they had this one. You
Oh,
knew they weren't going to give up that one. Michael King was phenomenal in the 9th and 10th innings. 2 innings of very solid work, 3 strikeouts. The only downside was, there were maybe 2 downsides, and the downsides were probably that Garrett Cole did not have a great start. Didn't have great command, gave up a couple home runs, and the DJ LeMahieu bunt. You question if that was on DJ LeMahieu or Aaron Boone. We probably won't know until maybe the post-game quotes come out as to who was the one behind that decision. But for a while, it looked like we were going to have to sit here and talk about how that decision and the fact that, Glaber didn't take the chance on the Rizzo single prior to that bunt was why they would have lost. But no, Aaron Judge and Volpe, the two guys that always save the day. It seems like it's been that way this year, and I mean, they did it again. They did it again, and I mean, this team's back. I was ready to say they're back after the Red Series. It's official now. They are back. I mean,
yeah.
five straight wins, knocked off, a red hot Orioles team this year's second best record in baseball. They're back. They are back. I have
Yeah.
no doubts
Look,
about that now.
and now they're on pace for 97 wins. Like that, they've turned this season around very quickly. And this is actually a pretty good way to segue into this. The Midnight Creeper asks, who would you be your top 10 teams in the league? I think you would have to argue that five of, or at least
All five
four of
AL
that
East
top 10.
teams. You might have to argue all five AL East
Right.
teams are in there.
They're look, this
And
AL
if you
East
leave
is
one out, then it would probably be like Boston, but
what
they're like at
yeah.
like 11 or 12 if they're gonna do that. So like they're definitely like the AL East toughest division of baseball. I don't think that's really a debate anymore because I remember a couple years ago Dave Roberts had that interesting quote. Oh, the NL East, NL West, excuse me, is tougher than the AL East. It's not true, dude.
No, there's
The
nothing tough
AL
about
East is the toughest division in baseball. It's not even close. I think
no.
this year is kind of showing that the freaking Orioles are the second best team in baseball. The
Yeah.
Orioles. I mean, I didn't think I'm not going to sit here and act like I thought the Orioles were going to be bad. No, I thought they were going to be pretty decent this year. I didn't think they'd have the second best record in baseball almost into June though. That's impressive. I mean, they're no joke. If a team
Yeah.
like that is coming up now, I mean, none of these AL East teams are easy outs. None
Yeah,
of them.
anytime you can get a win against an AL East opponent, you've done something good. And look, I think the Yankees they're fighting right now to try to push themselves back into the division race. They're 5 back of Tampa. Just when it looked like Tampa's gone on to an insane start, they've put themselves right back in the AL East race. 5 games out with in the middle of May is we're not even at Memorial Day yet. This is certainly not insurmountable. If the Yankees can grab a couple of more games, if they can win one of the next 2 games against the Orioles, you feel great about the series. I forget who they play after. I don't know what their schedule. I forget who they play after, but I'll double check right now. But the Yankees, I think, are
Yeah.
clearly a top, I think they're pushing themselves into that top 5 conversation just based on results alone.
I
I
think
think
this year they definitely are. I
I
think
think
this year
in
they
terms
definitely
of
top
record,
10.
I think just
I
strictly
mean,
record
they're
wise,
30-20, which is a pretty good start through 50 games. I mean,
yeah,
given this rough start, some fans might be like, "Oh, this is not that good. This could be better." Yeah, it could be better, but I mean, 30-20 is still very good.
they're on pace for
That's there's
97 wins,
that's
right?
like you said, they're on pace for 97 wins. I mean, they're 10 games above 500. They have not been fully healthy whatsoever. They've been far from it. And given all that, I mean, 30-20 is really good. I think it's really good, and that may sound like, oh, you're just settling. No, I mean, they are not fully healthy. They've dealt with quite a bit of adversity. They didn't have Aaron Judge for 10 whole games, and they're in this position.
Yeah,
I feel good about this team. I know they're not in first place right now, but with the way they're rolling, they might be in first place before the All-Star break.
they
They
could
might find
be.
a way. So, I mean, it could happen. And I just wanted to add too, back to the DJ bunt. We got a quote here. Brian Hoke tweeted this out of about a minute ago. He said it sounded like DJ LeMahieu was bunting on his own, and then he said
Yeah,
that Boone said, "quote He didn't have a problem with it." So basically, DJ chose to do that bunt, which
I
we're not going to dwell too much on the bunting situation since they did win the game. But for a bit, it looked like that was going to cost them a chance to win. So I mean, that was definitely a head scratching play. I mean, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
my thoughts were I kind of knew Boone didn't call it because Glaber wasn't running. I knew that it was on his own because Glaber wasn't running. I feel like if Glaber, I think you would have known it was Boone because it would have been a suicide bunt or suicide squeeze. And I kind of feel bad for Glaber in this situation because it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I don't think he
Not
really
much you
knew
could
what to do
do.
there. You're gonna try to score. You're gonna try to force them to make a play. Imagine if he was just standing there, how much worse that would look if it was just like, oh, he was just standing there at third. And it didn't really matter anyways if he was out or not because the Yankees didn't. If it's not like the Yankees recorded a hit right after, it was an out.
Mm-mm.
So if Harrison
That
Bader, let's
that
say, had
just
like
felt
hit a
like it
single,
just to me felt like a missed opportunity
oh
because
for sure,
Yenier Cano has been one of the best relievers, if not the best reliever in baseball this year. He's been virtually unhittable. I think he had allowed like no walks, no home runs entering that appearance. He only given up 7 hits total this year entering that appearance, and we accounted for 3 of them. So when you start to kind of hit a guy that has not been really touched upon this year, you have that opportunity to kind of snag the tying run or even take the lead against a guy who's been virtually unhittable, and then that's how you kind of give it away. Yeah, that stung, and that got me a little mad. I'm not gonna lie about it. I was a little confused as to why that was the call and why DJ LeMahieu thought that was a good idea, especially since DJ LeMahieu is one of the best hitters really with runners in scoring position. He hits well in the clutch. He's kind of the guy you want up at bat in that situation, and he just bunted it away. It kind of just felt like you just wasted an opportunity. And like you said, Bader didn't do anything the next at bat, so it just was kind of a waste. It was a wasted opportunity for quite a bit. It seemed like that was how we were going to end up losing, right? But like we said, the heroics never let down, and Aaron Judge did his thing. But you know, I do think we're going to be looking a bit at that bunt and kind of questioning like why DJ LeMahieu chose to do that, and I hope that he doesn't, make a decision like that again in a future situation like that, because quite frankly, he will probably end up being in another situation like that at some point this year, and I hope he doesn't, go around to bunting it again because that was just not the right call whatsoever. I didn't whether it was Boone or DJ, that was the wrong call, completely wrong call, my opinion.
Yeah, no, end of the day, I want DJ swinging. Give him a shot. I want him swinging. So, I want him swinging. It's DJ LeMay. I think you're 100% right there. And I think, this is one of those situations where, like, yeah, you're like, kind of we can kind of not have to think about it that hard, thankfully, because the Yankees won.
Thankfully,
Yeah,
but for a while it
oh
looked
my
like we were gonna
gosh.
have to, because quite frankly, right before we got on here and before Judge hit that homer, I was preparing myself to go on a big rant
Yeah.
about that LeMahieu bunt. I was preparing myself to do that and question why that was the call. But like you said, thankfully we don't have to dwell on it too much because of Aaron Judge saving the day again. But it's definitely, you can't just ignore it at the same time though either, because that was like, what in the like when that happened, I think everybody said collectively, what in the world were we just doing? They probably
Yeah,
said something else, but I'm not going to say it on here. But
I was confused. I was so confused, but thankfully, again, thank God the Yankees won. Look, and I want to make one last little point here before we move on from this. Like, the Yankees being like, some people may paint it as, oh, the Yankees were just bailed by Aaron Judge. Well, he's on the freaking team, so I mean, it's not like an umpire made a
not
really
bailed
bad
by him.
call.
You're just blessed to have him.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
really
Like,
bailed.
people like say, well, the Yankees without Aaron Judge. Well, yeah, if the Yankees let go Aaron Judge, that, then we could have that conversation, but they didn't. Like, he's here. He's here for the next 9
Yeah,
years.
if he was on the San Francisco Giants right now, maybe we'd
Yeah,
be having that,
no.
but he's not.
Yeah,
He's a
this
New
is
York
why
Yankee.
he's paid, the amount of money he's paid, because, he's the best. I mean, he's arguably the best player in baseball. He's unbelievable. He's gonna push himself. He's gonna push himself to, like, right back into that MVP talk, and that's with missing.
He's already in that conversation.
Oh, he already is. But, like,
you could argue he's still one of the best hitters in the league.
He
Probably
is
the best hitter in the American, at least in the American League. And I mean, the dude missed 10 games. The dude missed 10 games, and he's still doing this. I mean, that's insane. That's
in
legit
terms
insane.
of WAR, he's second in the AL. At 2.1, no, third, because Ohtani and Fangraphs doesn't have it merged. And in terms of WRC plus in all of baseball, he's second to just Yandy Diaz. Like, this dude's just unbelievable. There's not words.
Hey, though, respect to Yandy Diaz, though.
No, he's a beast right now
for him.
this year.
That's a big leap for him.
That's unbelievable. But I mean, he's a good hitter. I'm not like saying like
he had always been a good hitter, but
yeah,
now he adds some power to his game. So I mean, now he's a dangerous hitter.
That Tampa team is dangerous, but we'll see them again, and I'm confident that we will compete with them. Scott McKenna, how you doing? I hope you're having a good night. Let's go. What a game. Again, just an unbelievable game. Ryan's alive. Yes, I am indeed alive. I'm not dead yet. Captain Aaron Judge. Trevor says that is the that is the best player in MLB. Argue with the wall. He is amazing. He's certainly the most, like, I feel like if you like from a win, so win probability added is just like, again, it factors in the context of like when you hit home runs and all that stuff and when certain situations happen. I'm pretty sure he leads all of baseball since 2021. He's certainly the most impactful player on winning, right? And I'm not saying that to like diss Ohtani in the sense of like Ohtani isn't clutch or Ohtani gets like meaningless outs or whatever it may be. Ohtani plays extreme, like he's clutch. He's all of the great things that you want to say about Ohtani. Judge is also incredible. Like Judge outplayed one of the greatest seasons ever last year. He outplayed Ohtani last year. Ohtani was having a historic season. That tells you enough you need to know about Aaron Judge. How many guys can outperform that Ohtani season in baseball? I'm not sure. Again, he's doing things that haven't been done since Barry Bonds. So, yeah, like, I feel like when you say that, like, Mike Trout hasn't hit 62 home runs. Bryce Harper hasn't hit 62 home runs. None of these guys have put up a 200 WRC plus in the full season. I know Juan Soto technically did in 2020, but that doesn't count because that's like 40 something games. But no one has done what Aaron Judge has done without either A, being testing positive for steroids, or B, I'm pretty sure doing it in like a pre-integration era. I don't know how many, like, I'm going to check and I'm going to kind of pass the baton to you.
I have another stat here too. The Yankees are 10-1 when Judge homers this season. That alone is impactful. That's just hitting a home run. He's not even just a home run hitter. He's a guy who hits for average, drives in runs. He gets on base with walks. He's a disciplined hitter. He's an all-around pure hitter. There are certain guys that are like, they hit it for a lot of power, but they don't hit for a lot of average. They just hit a lot of home runs, and that's about it. No, Judge is, just purely a good hitter. Purely. Like, there's, like I said, average, RBIs, slugging, on base, all that stuff. And the home runs is just an added incentive at that point. He's been that gifted of a hitter since he came into the league. It's not just, he's the guy who hits a lot of home runs. No, he's the guy who just hits a lot of home runs, but also will hit a lot of doubles, hit a lot of singles, maybe a triple once in a while, all this stuff. So, and he'll drive in a bunch of runs while doing all that. So that's kind of just my thoughts on him. I mean, he's not just like I said, he's not just a one spotted type hitter where he only hits home runs and that's it. No, does everything. Yeah, the strikeouts were high early in his career, but he's fixed that now, and he's become an even better hitter. So I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah, I'm checking for like post integration right now, because like all the 200 WRC plus seasons have come from like pre integration. I mean, you're talking that, and this one doesn't even count. This is 59 play appearances. That does not count. But anyways, moving on a little bit here until I find that stat. Red Sox getting owned by Mickey Moniak. Yeah, he's been unreal this year. Mickey Moniak was like a bust for a very long time, and he goes to the Angels and he has like an OPS over 1,000. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but sure, like I'll take it. I'm not even like watching the Red Sox like to hate, but I kind of need them to lose because the division, right? Like that's you're gonna always. I don't like the Orioles are a fun team, cool. I hope they lose every game. Like that's not even like a hate thing. That's like the Yankees. It's good for the Yankees thing. So, and then kind of like if you're looking at this like Blue Jays Rays series, you kind of just want them to split so that they both lose a bunch of games. That's kind of the goal. If the Yankees can again win tomorrow, I feel like you've succeeded in the series. Obviously, you want to sweep, but we're asking for a lot there. The Orioles are a very good team. They have the second best record in baseball for a reason. So, yeah. Yankees win, great milestone for Cole. Rays loss, great day for everyone and Jays. Yeah, look, Cole pitched poorly, but at least he got that milestone. That is pretty cool. And yeah, the Rays got pummeled 20-1. Not saying they're like fraudulent or anything, just that they seem to be slowing down a little bit. Now, granted, 10 of those runs were given up by position players, so it doesn't really count. But I think you could agree with me here. Like, it doesn't like 2 weeks ago, the gap between the Rays and the Yankees on the field looked massive. That first series at times, it just felt like the Yankees were getting outclassed. When you're like, God damn it, And now, fast forward to it's crazy how much 2 weeks can change your perspective. 2 weeks ago, I would have told you that the Yankees have no chance of winning the division. Now the Yankees are 5 games back. Like, I'm not saying the Yankees are favored to win the division, but they probably have the second best odds to win the division, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna check like playoff odds on Fangraphs.
And usually this early in the season, people will, I usually advise at least not to look too deep into the standings because it could always change. I mean, look at this. I mean, the Rays were up like 10 games a couple weeks ago, and now it's just shrunk down to 5, just like that. I mean, anything could happen in a short amount of time. That's why, I usually don't want to look too far into the standings until you reach like mid to late June and close to the All-Star break, because that's when things really start to pick up and you start to wonder like, okay, how long can they hold this division lead, or how long, can this team jump this team in the division, all this stuff. So usually that's what I do, at least. I know some fans like to look at the standings after game 1 and go, "Oh, we're winning the division. We're 1-0." No, but that's obviously a joke. But jokes aside, just I usually don't look at division until it gets later into the season. Now is not necessarily a bad time to kind of take your look at it, but I feel like you want to take the division a little more seriously when in like a couple weeks from now. When you reach like mid June, late June type time, when you reach like that time, once you reach like the 70 close to 80 game mark, then you can start looking at division more seriously and kind of get a good judgment of where your team is going to land in the division. But right now, I mean, it's still a little early, so quite frankly, all 5 teams in the AL East have a shot to win the division. Do I think like the Red Sox are going to win division? Not necessarily, but mathematically they all still have a chance. So that's why I say it's still too early.
Yeah, the only two teams, according to playoff odds, the Rays have a 61.9% chance to win the division, which makes sense. They're still up, they're still up 5 games on the Yankees. That's still a significant margin. Like, you have to outplay a team for 5 games. That's still a big margin. But this will come down to how the Yankees play the Rays. It sucks that those 2 games that you felt like you had in your hands, that Garrett Cole game and the game where Abreu gives up the grand slam. You feel like if you had those 2 games, if you were able to win those 2, you'd be 3 back. I don't know what those division odds will look like then. It would look a lot more even, I imagine. I think the Yankees would probably be around 30-something%, the Rays at like 40-something%. But hey, it's swinging in the right direction. So that's what you need. The Yankees need to keep the foot on the gas pedal. They're going to need to ask the Toronto Blue Jays to do them a couple favors. And they're going to have to play the Rays head to head and beat them. So that's really what's going to come back to. This is about the bunt. I think Torres could have went back to third IMO. Yes, but I also think if you're Gleyber Torres, you'd rather force. It's weird. Like, it would be 2 outs anyways. So if you're Gleyber, I guess your mindset is like, I'll test it. I'll see if I can force an error here. I think if DJ got the first bunt down, and I think the Orioles would have been a little more stunned by it, I think you could have forced an error there. I don't really feel like Glaber did anything wrong on that play. I think it was kind of like I don't
I
blame him
don't think
for it.
so either.
Yeah.
And I mean, in that situation, when you're facing a pitcher as tough as Cano is, and when you've quite frankly struggled to score runs most of that game, I mean, you had the 3-run fifth inning, but for the most part, you were struggling to score runs. You need to take any chance you get. You had first and third one out against one of the toughest pitchers in baseball. You need to take your chances. And I mean, at the time, you were in middle of the order, so it's not like Aaron Judge was on deck, So, like, you need to take any chance you had. And I mean, as you saw, I mean, they didn't have anything going until Judge came up, and Judge still was the only one who really did anything up until the extra inning. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think Torres did the right thing to just go for it, for maybe see if Cano would have made a bad throw or bad flip, or if Rutschman would have dropped it at the plate or something like that, or if Torres maybe miraculously could have snuck under the tag or something like that. I don't think Torres was in the wrong. I think the bunt was the issue. And, I think maybe what we should be focusing on with Torres was the play before when Rizzo got that bloop single and Torres took off right away because he got a good read and then he held up. I know Austin Hayes got a good jump on the ball and he was there pretty close. It would have been a pretty close play at the plate, but some may wonder maybe Torres could have taken a gamble there instead of if maybe then that situation with the bunt wouldn't have happened if he did. But at the same time, if Torres got thrown out, then we would have been saying that Torres made a dumb decision to go and that he should have just let DJ hit. So I mean, it's a tough situation for Glaber. I don't think Glaber is really the one that we should be pointing the fingers at, though. I think it should be like DJ in that situation for bunting. But I mean, who am I to say anything? I'm not an expert or anything like that. I just talk about this sport.
Yeah, end of the day, look, man, look, we're at a point where I feel like, again, thankfully this play doesn't matter too much, but I don't think I'm going to blame Glaber too much for this. So, yeah, if we win the series, we're back. I want to emphasize, I think the Yankees have to win the series first before I'd like, not that I don't think they're back or like they think they're like not like legit or anything, but for the vibes to stay high after this series, they got to win the series. That get one of the next two. Then you're gonna play the Padres right after, and the Padres, I think the Padres are one of those teams where, like, yes, on paper they've played pretty bad, but the talent is too good for me to feel like that's gonna stay the case for very long. So you still have to keep your eye out for them.
I mean,
the
Padres have Tatis, Machado, Bogarts,
they're still
Soto,
Tatis is hurt,
Cronenworth.
I
I
believe.
mean, is he hurt? I didn't
Yeah,
know if he was.
and we don't know the pitching matchups. I think. Yeah, it's all TBA. So we don't have
even
anything.
still, if you take out Tatis out of that lineup, they still have Manny Machado, Juan
Yeah.
Soto, Xander Bogaerts.
Oh, not Tatis,
already,
Machado. I'm sorry.
you
Did I
know,
say Tatis was hurt? I meant to say Machado was hurt.
Well, same thing there.
Yeah, no, they're
Tatis
still
and
loaded.
I mean, they still are
Bogarts,
loaded
they're
regardless.
unbelievable.
I mean, they're still loaded. So one way or another, you gotta take them seriously. Even if
And
they haven't been playing very well.
so the projected matchups are Joe Musgrove, Michael Wacha, and Yu Darvish for that series. Not to look too much ahead here, but man,
That's a tough three.
Yeah, Walker's coming off a good start. Musgrove's been bad this year, but I think like you consider him a good pitcher, talent level wise. So I don't think you're like.
And Yu Darvish is a veteran who's
Yeah,
been,
and Yu Darvish
mostly good his whole career.
I don't know if he's pitched. He's been okay. He hasn't been like blow your socks off good, but he's been solid. So
Yeah.
And then Walker's been good for the Padres. So and Walker kills us. I remember last year with the Red Sox. Walker kills us, man. We've never
and with the Rays.
with the Rays. Yeah, no, I remember now he kills us. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting. But we'll get to that series when we get there.
Well, we'll likely have a Cole game in that series. So
yeah, they're Cole's pitching Sunday against Darvish. So that'll actually be a pretty fun matchup. Rays allowed a few touchdowns. Yeah, they got smoked. But then again, 10 runs against position players. I think the 10 runs that you give up against your pitching staff is one thing. When the other 10 runs come against your position players, you don't really care. But still, I mean, the beauty about baseball,
one way or another, it's a blowout still.
Oh no, for sure. But the beauty about baseball is that you can lose that one game by 19 runs, and it does not matter because it's one loss. It's just one out of one. It is such an not that
losing 20-1 is exactly the same as losing 1-0. So
right, like look,
morale wise, maybe
matters,
no, but statistical wise, yeah, it's the same. So
every game matters. But with that being said, one game, one loss is not going to kill you. I mean,
especially if the Rays bounce back and win their next game, then everyone will forget that they got shelled the day before.
I think the question isn't are they going to make the playoffs? Will the Yankees and Orioles push them into the division? That's the question you're asking. It's not will the Tampa Bay Rays miss? They're going to make the postseason. It's just a matter of like, hey, will they win?
It'll take something catastrophic for them to miss it. At this
point. It would take like
they got off to such a historic start that even if you do level off a bit, which you expect them to do, because no team is going to stay at like a 27-6 pace all year. That's
Yeah.
just not happening. But even with that leveling off, they're still going to stick around.
Yeah,
They're
they'll
not
still
just
be
going
pretty
to
good.
they're not going to suddenly lose like 20 games in a row or some crazy thing like that and just fall out of it completely. Like no, like even if they play 500 ball the rest of the way, that's still 20 games over 500.
Yep.
So they're still going to find a way. They're going to get in the postseason. Whether it's the wild card or division, like you said, is still up in the air. But I don't think the question of them getting in the playoffs is really a question at this point, and it's May,
Yeah, they're
so we're already
unbeatable.
saying that, and it's May. But who knows with how tough the American League is in general, and especially the AL East, anything could happen. But I don't really doubt that they're gonna miss the playoffs. I think they'll still find a way because, especially since nobody takes the AL Central seriously, so it's gonna have to be at least another wild card, and it'll probably end up being Tampa, if not
Yeah,
if they don't win a division. So.
three AL East teams at minimum week. I'll say four playoff. I think four playoff teams are going to come out of the AL East.
And it'll probably be the Rays,
Actually, no. The
Yankees,
Rangers are pretty good this
Blue.
year, so maybe not.
I think the teams that'll come out of the East, the AL East, you're definitely gonna probably see like the Yankees, the Rays, and it's like I want to say the Orioles, but I don't know how their success will be. If not the Orioles, then the Blue Jays. I don't think the Red Sox are gonna get there. I think they're kind of the outlier. I know the Red Sox aren't like bad right now, but I don't think the success is sustainable. I don't. I think out of all the teams, the American League East, you know, they're kind of in that weird spot where they could make a push, but I don't think they're going to. I know the Orioles are a team that our team fans are going to look at and go, "Oh, well, they don't have that good of a roster. They might not get in." Yeah, but they got off to such a good start that you kind of figure that they might actually be kind of legit. And
Yeah,
I mean they fought hard today too, so I mean they kind of proved that they're not like some pushover.
team, so they
You're
could ask
muted.
from
Oh
the
wait, never
fan.
mind. You're not muted. You
Yeah,
were
I
muted,
was
but
muted for a second, but
you're good.
I
I don't
feel
know.
like they're good. I feel like the Orioles are good. Like I
It's
think,
like this, man. I don't want to jump too far on conclusions and say, oh yeah, the Orioles are definitely gonna get super far. It's still early in the season, but I mean, second best record in Major League Baseball. I don't think you can necessarily ignore that either.
yeah.
I
What
mean,
is their record right now? They are
they're like 30-17 or something like
yeah,
that.
there's something 30-17. If they go 500 the rest of the season, they're probably gonna make the postseason. So it would take it could take them playing like terrible baseball for them to not make the
And we got to
postseason.
remember they were a 500 team last year,
And
so it's not like they're like suddenly good. No,
they're
they're
probably gonna
just
improve the
they're
roster
just
at the
they
deadline.
just build it. They just built off of what they did last year when they suddenly got successful. And
Yeah,
like
they'll
what you
probably
just
add some
said,
pitching.
like
They'll
what you
get
just said,
better.
they'll probably
So
add something, and it would be shocking if they don't add something at deadline. I mean, we thought at the same time maybe not because we thought they were going to add something significant in the offseason. And what was their biggest addition? Like
Kyle
Kyle
Gibson.
Gibson,
But you know
who's
what?
been just
I think it was just
decent.
money. I think they're just being cheap.
I mean, if they want to be cheap and continue the young thing, go for it. I mean, it's been clearly working, so I'm not going to knock it. But you know, if they do want to compete this season, particularly with how good they've been, they're going to have to do something major because with how good they've been playing, that roster's not going to play well in the postseason. It's just not. So
Yeah, the starting pitching isn't very good. They got
that's
to
what I'm
get better
saying.
starting
It's
pitching.
just not going to play well in the postseason.
Yeah.
So if they want to really like do something this year, if they want to like capitalize on like their, not historic start, of course not, but like they're like way better start than anticipated, then then they got to do something significant. They can't
Yeah.
just keep this same exact roster. Of course,
I think
you don't want to tinker it too much, but you want to make an upgrade. You
they
want
feel
to
like
make
the
an upgrade.
Mariners last year, where last year they got, you're like, but their roster, like the starting pitching isn't deep enough, and they go and get Luis Castillo, and then, that's their number, like that's their ace. That guy
Then they
goes,
end
he
up
goes,
making the
right.
division series.
I don't know if there's a Luis Castillo available in the market, but there's going to be, you're going to have to wait and see who's like good and who's not good. But man, I mean, you might, maybe Shane Bieber picks it up this season and, the Guardians contention, maybe that's a match, right? Maybe if Shane Bieber can put together, I know he's not striking out a lot of guys this year, but if he can put together a pretty good year and get to the deadline, I won't think he's Luis Castillo level, but man, that would be a nice surge. You get him and like we get him and like another star like a Lucas Giolito, maybe Eduardo Rodriguez. He's actually a former Baltimore Oriole. Eduardo Rodriguez has been really good this year. That would be really good. I mean, we're sitting here. We're not an Orioles podcast, but Orioles. Hey, if you want to hire us, we'll be consultants. We'll give you a couple.
We just
ideas.
love baseball, man. So even
Yeah,
when
the
when we're
Orioles.
not talking
They're
about
also
the
in our
Yankees, we
division,
just talk
so
about it.
what they do
And
matters.
we also pay attention. So we're not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, we're way better than Baltimore for sure. Orioles suck." No, I
Yeah.
mean the Orioles are good this year. We got it. We got to respect it.
How about my leadoff here with a sac fly? Ryan Beck, frequent commenter on the stream. I really appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, Volpe, dude, that was look. I know Volpe had an over today, but not only did he have that walk off hit, he had a couple of really nice plays. In extra innings, that kind of like soft liner. I thought that was a really strong play. And then that play with Wandy on the bump. Look, I'm not saying that Wandy was going to get shelled if he didn't make that play, but you can't assume that inning was going to go clean if a runner is on. You can't
When you're
assume.
down in a 1-run game in like the 8th or 9th inning, you gotta protect everything.
Every out
You
matters.
can't just let up a base runner because we saw it today with Cole. One base runner could make a difference. Cole gave up a couple walks in the first inning and gave up 2 runs. It's as simple as that. Just one base runner or 1 or 2 base runners make a difference.
Yeah, we were an inch. Aaron Judge was an inch away from that first inning ever happening, and we're sitting here talking about Garrett Cole turning together a pretty solid outing and like gritting his way through an outing. And he had
we know it wasn't we know it wasn't like a Garrett Cole outing. It was just it wasn't a great outing.
No,
I'm not
going to
sit here and say like Garrett Cole was amazing today. No, he wasn't. And he only had 2 strikeouts, so he definitely wasn't on his A game. I know he had like that thumb issue or something like that. I saw the Yes Network broadcast talking about it. So
blister.
Maybe he wasn't 100%. Maybe he had a blister, and maybe that contributed to his not so great start. But at least he was able to get us through 5 and partially through the 6. I know we ended up giving up a run in the 6, but Marinaccio almost got out of it. So
I didn't even think Marinaccio pitched poorly at all in that inning. It was bad luck.
No, Marinaccio pitched really good. I think he had the 1 walk, and it ended up was being a reason that we gave up a run. But other than that, he pitched good.
And there was a ground ball.
Quite frankly, he stopped the bleeding. It was 1 run. It could have been a lot worse.
What's another thing? Another thing that's really important is that fly ball, that deep right field that Mullins hit. I thought that ball was gone. I thought that.
Oh my god! When he hit that, I was like, that's
I thought that ball was going second deck. I saw that ball.
Cedric Mullins has been great already this year. He's already among the league leaders in runs batted in. He hit a home run early in the game. He's one of the league leaders in RBIs. So I for sure thought that he got that. He's always killed us too in the past. So I was like, he did it again. He got a grand slam, and I was like, that's gonna be the put away. And then Judge caught it. I was like, oh. Thank God.
You know what that felt like? Especially
that was a heart palpitating moment.
Marinaccio hadn't been pitching well lately either. And another thing, you remember that Abreu game. You remember Abreu comes in, the Yankees, are right in that ball game. Bader makes an unbelievable defensive play. You just got to get Taylor Walls out and that grand slam, and the Yankees just fall. They were a couple inches short from an Aaron Judge game-tying home run. This game was like the good version of that game. Instead of a grand slam, that ball dives to the warning track, and instead of Aaron Judge coming just short of time game, he clears, he hits it to the right part of the ballpark,
takes
hits
it all
to left
out.
field, not as deep. It was that game. These games parallel extremely well, funnily enough. The starter didn't do very well. Instead of the bullpen collapsing, the bullpen, magnificent, unbelievable. What a game. What a game. That was unbelievable. Anthony Volpe, big plays in that game. Again, 0 for 4.
I so wanted Volpe to just get a walk-off hit for the fun of it. I love the sac fly. I was so mad
that Mullins caught that ball.
I love the sac fly. It worked. We won the game. Just for the fun of it, I wanted him to get a walk-off hit. Just for the rookie moment. The rookie got a walk-off hit.
Pad too.
The walk-off sac fly is cool though. And he'll remember that for a while. His first walk-off plate appearance, if you want to call it that. And he got hyped, yeah, of course. So he loved it, So I'm sure when he gets his first walk-off hit someday, whether it's a home run or a hit, he'll even be more hyped. So
I was mad though that I was just mad Mullins caught the ball. If you let the ball drop, not only does it not affect the pitcher's ERA, it would just let the fucking ball drop, man. I guess can you please just let the ball drop? Dude, that pisses me off so much. I understand why I'm not saying he's a hardo or anything like that. I'm not insulting Cedric Mullins. I'm just kind of being. I'm not being entirely serious here. I want to clarify because I don't want an Orioles fan lurking around here to clip that and be like, Ryan Garcia thought Cedric Mullins should not care about playing baseball. No, he should, but that's the right baseball play. But I want my shortstop to stat pad.
We're just salty Yankee fans that wanted him to get a hit because he's the rookie.
I'm gonna draw a parallel right here. Anthony Volpe pulled in Emmanuel quickly. Just not great stat line, but
he did what he had to do.
He did what he had to do. The plus minus is good. The plus minus.
He did what he had to do.
We need baseball plus minus. I guess that's just war, but we need baseball plus minus.
Aaron Judge would be like insane plus.
Aaron Judge is like Jalen Brunson on steroids. Aaron Judge is like Jokic on steroids. David says that Orioles lineup, man. That Orioles lineup scares the living crap out of me. That
They're
team can
pesky,
just
man. They're
hit.
pesky.
They're exactly don't
They're
strike out. They're
pesky.
pesky. They're just annoying. I
They
like
don't
it.
have they don't have many weak links. A lot of their
Right.
guys are just like, in my way of viewing it, they're like all underrated. I mean,
Adam
Mo,
Frazier,
Mo,
like okay.
Adam Frazier is back to being a good hitter again. Cedric Mullins is a consistent 280 guy. Anthony Santander, power bat that always kills us. Ryan Mountcastle, another power hitter that hits for like 250, not too bad. Austin Hayes hitting 300 this year, very solid hitter. I mean, Rutschman, best catcher in baseball. Jorge Mateo seems to have figured his game out a bit, and he's one of the fastest guys in baseball. I mean, they don't have like many weak spots in the lineup. Their weak issues is the pitching, starting pitching. Their bullpen is filthy, but their starting pitching is just what lacks. If they get starting pitching, they could be a real problem.
Yeah, no, it felt like the Yankees were leaving Kyle Bradish, like letting him hang a little too much. They were due for an inning where they just beat him around, and they got that inning. I really look that first inning. They should. I feel like that first inning they let get away from them. I feel like this game could have been won in 9 innings had the Yankees like strung together a little bit of better at bats. But I'm not going to harp over that because they dropped 6 runs and they won. And again, another theme: the Yankees keep scoring. So
And they're
that's
resilient. They
yeah,
continue to be resilient.
resilience. Again,
Down
look,
4-0, down 5-4 late, still found a way to win.
people
They're
can say,
resilient.
"Oh, it's just Aaron Judge," and yeah, he's on the freaking team. That's like saying, "Oh, the Knicks
Anthony
are only
Rizzo
good."
had 3 hits today. Is anyone talking about that? Or
Right.
two,
That's like
two or
if
three hits? I mean,
that's like if the Nuggets after winning the Western Conference. I'm making a lot of basketball references just because I'm used to talking basketball with you, so I'm just gonna keep making them. That's like if the Nuggets won the Western Conference Finals and Adam Silver was like, "All right, everyone, stop." What if the Nuggets didn't have Jokic?
yeah.
That'd be the stupidest. Imagine say like people say like, "Oh, if we didn't have Aaron Judge, yeah."
Or if the Miami Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, if I what if I threw like 10 miles an hour harder? Would I be sitting here talking about the Yankees, or would I be like maybe not 10 miles an hour harder? I'd be throwing like
Would you be
high
in the
80s.
Yankees bullpen right now?
Yeah, maybe like more like 20 miles an hour. Let's say 20. Let's be a
You'd be
little.
in the locker room showering, getting ready
Yeah,
to go
would I
home
be?
after a good Yankees win.
Would Dylan be talking about me out of the bullpen, or like
Yeah.
like if yeah, like let's stop. I hate the ifs. The ifs bother me so much. I get like process, like good process if it worked out. Like the DJ bunt, I think is like a decent example of this. Bad process, but if it worked, I don't think we'd be complaining about it. But it wasn't great process.
If it worked, we would have probably been saying that was a smart baseball play. He did the right thing, but I mean, it didn't work. And then when you read it, when you look over the play again, you go like, just why? Why did we do that? It happens. Sometimes our opinions change, but we just watch the game and give our thoughts on it. That's how we roll. That's how we
Yeah,
roll.
no, like again, and even if I would have probably been like that was a weird play, and I don't think I want to ever see
I
that
mean,
again. But that
I
would have
mean,
been
yeah, of course. Like, I don't
I
mean
hate
like
bumpers.
that it would have been a good play. I meant like, it was a weird play, but it
Oh, we'd be
worked.
like, hey,
But
it
like,
worked.
but we wouldn't complain about it. But I mean, it didn't work, and we knew that wasn't exactly the smartest decision to do. So that's why we were upset about it. But
Yeah.
we're not so upset about it because they won. So
Yeah,
you know,
look, end of the day, I'm
the
just
mood would be much different if Aaron Judge didn't hit that home run. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. I love how we're like, yeah, the bunt didn't matter. And like every time we talk about anything, the bunt somehow comes up. That bunt is in grit. That bunt
Well,
was so
because you
close
have
to being the
no
worst thing
idea,
that's ever
man.
happened to me.
That bunt was going to be the theme of this show. To be honest, it was good.
That bunt
We were
was
gonna
one
be
Aaron Judge away.
we were gonna be ragging about that bunt the entire episode if Aaron Judge didn't take a Felix Bautista splitter deep.
Dude, yeah, no, but if Felix Bautista, that's like the worst pitch ever, by the way. That
Oh, yeah.
specific pitch
Don't think
to
you want
Aaron
to throw a
Judge
splitter right down the middle.
legitimately was the worst pitch of all time.
In the upper quadrant of the zone too.
Yeah, that was the worst pitch of all time. Aaron Judge was. I'm surprised that, but when I saw 403, I was like, dude, off the bat, that ball looked like it went a million feet.
Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of balls this game where I'm like, oh my god.
What I was surprised to hear too was on the broadcast they were like, "Oh, that's the fourth blown save from Felix Bautista." I was like, I didn't realize he had 4 blown saves.
He felt immortal before.
That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, what's his ERA this year? His ERA is 150.
Yeah, he's still been good. He's
he's been really good. I mean, 4 blown saves. I mean, I guess he's just not getting it fully done. I mean, maybe he's giving up like 1 run each time and those blown saves, and that's it. He's not like giving up the lead, or not the lead, but like not
no,
like.
I get what you're saying. Not giving up multiple.
It's not giving up multiple, and like the game's still tied or something.
Also,
like that.
technically, ghost runner situations could be weird with that. Like if he's blown, like if he goes into the 10th and he gives up the ghost runner.
Yeah, I didn't think about that because I haven't watched many Orioles games this year.
Neither have
so
I.
I don't.
I'm just guessing.
I don't know how many extra inning games they've played and how many times he's come into the game in a ghost runner situation. So that could be a factor as well. But I mean, I was kind of just surprised to hear that. I was like, dang, I didn't know he had 4 blown saves. I thought he was,
Yeah.
like untouchable. I'm looking at the box score right now, just find that ERA, and Yennier Cano, I see his 0.35 ERA,
No,
and the fact that we hit him up a little bit. I mean, uh, it makes me wonder, man, if DJ didn't bunt. It
dude,
makes me wonder how
no
big we could have
joke.
had an inning off of that if DJ didn't bunt.
No joke. Okay, so and I think and Trevor, if he's still in this chat right now, he's gonna appreciate me saying this. Trevor Alley. Where the hell was this guy for the Dominican team? Where the hell was this guy just like, oh, I'm going to be the best? Where the hell were you 3 months ago, man? I needed you. My team got freaking embarrassed by Puerto Rico. Where were you, bro? Like, you want to pitch? Now you're the
Yeah,
best
and
fucking
he
pitcher
was
ever?
he was in
Are we
Minnesota
serious?
last year, if I'm not mistaken, and he wasn't very good.
You know
He
how they
wasn't
got
very
him?
good.
They got him in the Jorge Lopez trade. And that was, what's the funniest part about all this? Everyone's like, holy crap, they just traded their best reliever. What the hell are they doing? And then they turned that into an even better reliever. That front office is so, I can't, why do I have to be in the same division as these guys and the freaking Rays? We need division realignment. This is not fair. I can't do this. I cannot physically take this, man. Oh yeah, half of the pitchers they find are not from the organization. I'm going to go down a list of all the relievers, and I think maybe half of them are not from the organization. Felix Bautista, Miami. Thank you, Miami. Yainer Canelander, as you mentioned, Twins. Brian Baker, Rockies. Danny Colombe, Dodgers. Austin Voth, Nationals. Cionel Perez, Astros. Like, can we stop, please? Can we not? Can we not?
Nah,
Like,
and you just said Felix Bautista's from the Marlins. What's with the Marlins and getting these good pitchers in their farm system? What is
but
with
like
that?
seriously, can they like not like just for a little like? Can we just not like
Just look eye to eye real quick
the
with me and just be
Rays?
like, can you guys like chill out?
Like here's Isaac Paredes. Yeah, just give us whatever the hell you want. Like, can we not, please? Or like Randy
And then
Rosarena, the Cardinals. The fuck? Yeah, here's Randy
Jose
Rosarena.
Siri's a good hitter now. All of a
Jose Siri,
sudden,
the Astros. Oh, we don't. They
Luke
don't
Luke
have a center
Raley
fielder.
was a Dodgers player for like a
Dude,
week, and then he becomes a good power hitter.
I these like seriously we like people we need ban like like how you have like we like countries place sanctions. We need to place sanctions on the goddamn Rays and Orioles. No one's allowed to give them a reliever. No one's allowed to give them a top prospect. If you have a top 100 prospect and you give them to the Rays, an owner should vote for that owner to be exiled from baseball. I can't do it, man. This is the upcoming games I like. Padres, Mariners, and Dodgers. I'll actually be Friday at the Padres game, not June 6th, May 26th. I'll actually be there also June 6th, but June 6th will be a little less available, a little more busy. I'm there for different reasons. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Different reasons. Anyways, moving on. Phillies are up there too. Now they're terrible. I can't. I'm a Phillies hater. I've always been a Phillies hater. I hate the Phillies. I like the Phillies in the early 2000s.
The Phillies have a good roster, but I don't know what it is. They can never seem to put it together. They got to the World Series last year. Yeah, cool, but I mean they didn't win it, so I can't necessarily say that they're putting it together.
I'm not like
they haven't won
I'm not
anything.
moved by these guys.
I'm not gonna make a definitive, like prediction, I guess, on where the Phillies will end up because, like, I mean, clearly they're unpredictable. They were at this kind of spot last year too, and ended up making the World Series. So at this point, it's just make the playoffs and then take it from there. So if the Phillies find a way to sneak in a wild card spot or whatever, I don't think they're gonna overtake the Braves in that division. So if they find a way to sneak in the wild card spot or something like that and just can take it from there, then I guess good for them. I'm not gonna hate on it, but it's just interesting. They're a weird team because you would think they'd be a lot better than how they really are. They don't have bad pitching. I mean, they have Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler. Obviously, that lineup is stacked. Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos. All these guys up and down that lineup, and I mean, they just can't pull it together. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. There's something within that team that is just holding them back. I don't know what it is though. I don't know if it's management, if it's like the management or something else, or if guys are just underperforming. I don't know what it is, but something's clearly off with that team, which is weird. They're an interesting story. They're definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, no, I am a big. I want to just clarify. Someone's Barstool Sportsbook, I believe, tweeted that Alec Bohm had MVP odds, and I tweeted that Alec Bohm is terrible. Alec Bohm has a negative 0.2 F4. It sucks because I can't hop back on Twitter for multiple reasons. Number one, obviously, trying to take a social media break, trying to, distance myself from tweeting all the time. But number two, the Yankees have been unbelievable since I stopped tweeting. So I feel like I can't. I can't go back.
You know what? Just stay off Twitter.
Exactly. Like, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I really can't. Like, the
Just stay
Yankees
off
were.
Twitter.
Hold on. Stat Muse. We're gonna go with Stat Muse, folks. Yankees record on April 30th, 2023. They were 14-14 at that point in time. They have lost 6 games. They have won 16.
Stay off Twitter.
I can't
stay
go
off
back on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Just stay off Twitter.
I think the chat will agree with me here. I think the chat will agree with me here. I can't go back on Twitter. I really can't go back on Twitter until the season's over.
You know what? Just blur out Ryan's Twitter on the top of his graphic.
My last tweet is hilarious too, considering the context. My last tweet was the Yankees $290 million finish third in the division if things go well.
You know what? When we win the division, come back.
Yeah, no, I can't. No, because in the postseason, if they collapse, I'm gonna blame it on. I have to wait until the postseason concludes.
Now, what if you just stay off Twitter and then they somehow win the World Series? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you announce your comeback?
I'm gonna tweet one thing. I'll tweet. Oh damn! I guess I can never tweet again. That'll be my last tweet.
No, you need to just be like, oh, I was in a coma for 6 months. What happened?
I mean, no joke. One of my last tweets gonna be like, sorry guys, I was grabbing lunch. What did I miss? But like, I can't come back until the Yankees are terrible. So like. I can't. I can't. That's cannot.
So nobody follow Ryan then. No, I'm kidding. Don't.
No, like seriously, no, but like seriously, I put like I'm gonna keep the Twitter up there because I don't want Danny to have to change the graphics because like he works so hard. He like has to make graphics every day. I'm not gonna make him do that. My account's staying dead until the Yankees play.
Now, what if we go on a losing streak?
Then I can come back. But even like it would, but that's not going to be like that. I'm not waiting for the Yankees to struggle to come back. I'll come back when I come back. But like if they're playing really well, I'm not going to come back. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not saying
superstition is going crazy, but you know what? I'm for it.
I don't care how good someone thinks my tweets are. I still put up videos. I still put up articles. The narratives are still there, folks. The narratives are still being pumped out. All right. There was actually until Clark
we're on
Schmidt
here
got
right
shelled,
now. So
until Clark Schmidt got shelled, there was a stretch where he had like a 3 ERA since I stopped being on Twitter. And I was almost gonna be like, oh, it took me leaving Twitter for him to be good. And even me leaving Twitter, he's never gonna start. Like, I'm sorry. Like if I leave the app and my narrative player cannot do well, you're just kind of fucked. Let me see what other questions we got. Nice comeback. Yep, Mike Pellegrino. First off, beautiful last name. Oh my god, dude. I want to say his name like this, dude. That's a beautiful last name. Oh my god. Frequent commenter in the stream as well. Mike, great to have you. Sarah comments. I only started watching. Credits to Dylan. But what would you guys say is the biggest takeaway from this game other than Judge Occur? Of course. First off, Dylan Backer growing the game, folks. That's
my girlfriend. So
growing the game. He's growing the game, folks. But I think my biggest takeaway is that Michael King is the best reliever the Yankees have. Like that's 10th inning. It was like I was watching the game. I was on Discord. And fun fact, I've got a dangerously bad addiction to Bloons Tower Defense 5. It's bad. Like I can't beat the game. I spend 2 hours from 10 o'clock p.m. to 12 a.m. playing the game. Right after the live stream.
It's a good game.
But I can't beat the hard track. I cannot beat it. And so I was on Discord trying to figure it out, my friends. I'm terrible at video games too. That's another aspect of this. And Judge hits that game tying home run. And I'm like, oh my God, if this game goes to extras, I'm gonna be a little scared. But there wasn't a second of where Michael King was pitching where the Orioles looked like they could touch him in that 10th inning. It was
wasn't
good
worried
morning,
when
good
King
afternoon,
was pitching.
good night.
When King was pitching, I was like, okay, he's got this. And especially when he got the first guy out in the 10th, I was like, oh, he's got this. We've seen King do it from time and time, and we've seen him do it all the time where he'll come in the extra innings and just shut the door. And I mean, he's the man. I mean, Michael King will have his moments, I guess once in a while where, a team beats him. But, more often than not, I mean, he just gets the job done. He has nasty stuff. It plays perfectly in the bullpen. So, moving King from a starting pitcher to a high leverage reliever, very good job by the Yankees to do that. It's clearly worked out very well. He quickly became one of the best relievers in baseball. We talk about Michael King a lot, but I think we need to kind of appreciate him a little more because, when he is available and he's pitching, he's nails. He is nails. He gets it done every time.
Michael King is, dude, hold on. I'm going to pull up his stat because it's just at what point, this is just kind of unfair, kind of. He's unbelievable at baseball, man. 195 year. He's coming back from an elbow fracture. He has 27 and a 2/3 innings on the season already. Like he's unbelievable, man. That's for me. That's my big takeaway. The bullpen. Like Clay Holmes to come back into form. I know he had that shaky out against the Reds. We're like, oh my god, is this going to happen? But he vanquished the demons. I thought he was totally
Maybe
going to blow
Clay
that.
Holmes just doesn't like the Reds.
I
Maybe he maybe
100%
maybe
thought,
maybe he just gets up there and starts shaking in his boots when the Reds are hitting against him.
dude,
I don't know.
when the bases were loaded, I totally thought he was gonna like just like be like, oh my god, I'm really gonna do this again and just like unravel. And that didn't happen. Clay Holmes,
Thankfully.
I think that's when Clay Holmes is good, when he can be put
I
in a
mean,
spot
even the
like that.
Peacock broadcast was referencing it. They were like,
Dude,
"Oh,
they
last time Clay
showed the
Holmes
clip.
faced the Reds, he gave up, all those walks, had that huge meltdown or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you guys are jinxing it. You guys are bringing it up again. We don't talk about that."
No, I saw the
Like,
replay. I was like, dude, if they show me this highlight again, like I'm gonna break something. And by the way, I'm in the radio station. I work at the radio station with the Binghamton and Rome Ponies for those who are unaware. So sometimes I can't go live because of that. I was gonna put my fist through my laptop when I saw the replay. That was one of the worst games I've ever had to win. I don't even get I don't get that mad. I don't get mad where I'm like I need to put my fist through something because I don't like. First off, I'm kind of a baby. I don't like
well,
blood. And I
Todd
don't want
Frazier
my
was in the booth, so maybe he secretly wanted it to happen again.
maybe like dude, I don't like blood and I don't like hitting things. I'm a very unviolent person. I'm a very big pacifist. I'm there is a 5-letter word that starts with B that I would use here, but that's what I am. I wanted to put my fist through my fucking laptop when I saw the replay. But by the way, Clay Holmes in his last let me double check. How many games is this? I can't count. I'm just gonna say innings pitch. It is 9-9 in his last 9 1/3 innings pitch. Clay Holmes has a 0 ERA. He's walked 3 batters. He has 13 strikeouts. And the only thing that's weird is his ground ball rate's only 56% in that time span. But he has been dominant as of late, I think, and his slider rate is up. Look, he's been back for a while, right? He's been good,
which is good because we've had that. We were worried about him. And I mean, at the start of the year, it looked like, oh no, he still hasn't figured it out. But I mean, he's starting to figure it out. I'm not gonna, fully say, oh, he's back to that dominance that he was last year when he was an all-star. No, because he's not perfect right now, and he still kind of struggles with the command time to time, walks a couple batters. But I've seen worse from Clay Holmes, and given how he's been doing lately, I'll take it any day, especially with how decimated the bullpen is now. You take it no matter what. You know
yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
I felt like
as long as he's not getting absolutely shelled, then you take it. That's at least how I see it. Even if he's not perfect, if he's just tolerable and, in my terms, serviceable, then you live with it.
I think end of the day, like the bullpen is just in a really good spot. Like Ryan Weber, Albert Abreu is getting high leverage outs. Albert Abreu is like I'm an Albert Abreu guy, which means I just think he's okay enough to warrant a roster spot. But even then, that's a little shaky. I think I'd rather have Matt Crook.
Maybe I'm the opposite then because I'm not an Albert Abreu guy. Yeah, we're both Matt Crook guys, but we are far from our Albert Abreu positions.
I think where we align is that we're such big Matt Crook guys. I'm such a big Matt Crook guy that I'm willing to abandon the Albert Abreu narratives for Matt Crook. That's where I stand on this. Yeah. Like I'm willing to just be like, I don't give a fuck. Just bring up Matt Crook. But the bullpen's in a good spot considering the amount of injuries. And Canley I think it's like one more appearance, Boone said, and then they'll reevaluate. If you get Canley, throw him in this bullpen again. Please give me Matt Crook. Like everyone wants Matt Crook. The streets want Matt Crook. I want Matt Crook. Dylan wants Matt Crook. The phrasing of that is very weird, but you get what I'm saying. I think everyone understands what I'm getting at here. But yeah, Matt Crook needs to be
baseball standpoint here, of course.
Yes.
Having Matt Crook would be good because we need another lefty. I mean, Peralta's the only lefty in the pen.
Yeah.
You could always use another lefty. I mean, lefties in the pen are very valuable.
I think it's Nick Martinez too, but he's not really. He doesn't count.
Or Nick Ramirez, I think his name is, but he doesn't really pitch. So I mean, we don't really count that. And plus, I mean, Matt Crook has really good like strikeout stuff. He's got a good curveball, got a good fastball. I mean, I think he'd fit right in. I do, but at the end of the day, I'm not Matt Blake. So if those guys decide it's time to bring him up, then it's time. If they decide he still needs to develop some things and tweak some things in his mechanics, then so be it. I mean, the bullpen's still in a good spot right now, so I wouldn't say there's like urgency to bring him up. It would be nice to bring him up, but I don't think it's like we need to bring him up right now. Our bullpen is in a really bad spot. No, we're not in that spot. Our bullpen's in a good spot, despite the injuries that we had. Ian Hamilton down, Loizaga down, Efros down, Trevino down. All these guys are down, and we need these guys. Canley down. All these guys, and we still have one of the best bullpen ERAs in baseball, if not the best. So we're thankful for that. Thankfully,
Yeah, no. Thankfully, the bullpen's like good again, which is like nice because it was bad for a little stretch. You're like, oh my god, dude. Like the Rays series was like, oh my god, no one can get outs, and now it's like Ryan Weber, cool. That's look, Ryan Weber. I can't believe Ryan Weber and Albert Abreu are getting big time outs for this team right now. But anyways, the Bayer Creeper asked, rank your top 10 favorite Yankees players right now. I'm gonna go. Let's simple it to 5, just because I think between 10, like that's 20. That's a 20 player list in total because there's 2 of us.
And it would be like 20 minutes of talking about it.
Yeah,
And, we
and
to
I
kind of get
think
to
like
the comments. So
my number 5, I'm gonna go Luis Severino. No, Luis Severino's higher on that list. What the hell am I talking about? Michael King is my 5. No, Ian Hamilton's my 5. Michael King is my 4. My number 3 is Luis Severino. My number 2, no, I'm gonna go 2 Severino. 3, I'll go Bader, and 1, I'll go Judge. It's a little too much recency
I
bias.
think
But
mine will be like 5 probably like Nestor, 4 Garrett Cole, and then like 3 Giancarlo Stanton, 2 Anthony Rizzo, and 1 Aaron Judge. I think both of us can agree Aaron Judge is the one.
I
But
can't believe I left Garrett Cole off my list.
look, I'm a big.
He's 5.
I like Nestor. I know he's been kind of struggling this year, but I like him, so I'm
I
hoping
do
he can
too.
turn it around. Garrett Cole, the ace. I don't think I could leave him out. Giancarlo Stanton. I know Stanton has his moments. I know he sometimes gets in really bad slumps. I really like him though. I like his presence in the lineup. I think he means a lot to this Yankees team. Even I know even with him down right now, we're still winning, but I feel like when he's back, we'll be even better. He was getting
We'll be
off to a
so
really good.
good with him.
He was getting off to a really good start too, and I think a lot of us are kind of forgetting about that. He
Yeah,
was off to a really good start. He was hitting a lot of balls hard, and he was getting a lot of home runs. So, I think having him back will be huge. And Rizzo. Rizzo's been phenomenal this year. He's been pretty much phenomenal for the Yankees since he came over in the trade 2 years ago. So he quickly became a favorite Yankee of mine. And then Aaron Judge. I mean, why do I need to explain Aaron Judge?
I
I
feel
don't
like
think I need to explain Judge.
yes. Also, I need to remember Wandy. Dio Wandy. I think Dio Wandy is an automatic.
There's
5
too
for
many
me.
good. There's a lot
There's
of
too
good
many
Yankees.
likable Yankees. I
There's a
love
lot
the
of
pitching
likable
staff.
Yankees. There's a lot of them.
Also, I feel like Clark
I
Schmidt
lo-
has to be on my list just because of the amount of things I've said about Clark Schmidt. He has to be on my list. He is. I'm always gonna have that attachment to
Maybe
Clark
I'm
Schmidt.
different about that, and that's not a
Oh
knock
no,
on Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt's
I feel like if you're
from
not
a
a narrative
baseball
guy for
standpoint.
him,
I'm not a big Clark Schmidt guy on baseball for a baseball standpoint.
no, I feel like if you're not like a heavy Clark Schmidt narrative guy, like there are guys, if you're not a heavy narrative guy for a player who isn't performing well, it's easy for them not to be a favorite because they're not playing well.
Yeah.
But I'm such a big Schmidt shit. Fuck. Clark Schmidt narrative. Clark Schmidt narrative guy that I can't I'm attached. So I can't do 5. I can't leave Ian Hamilton off the list. The ham dog. I'm not gonna leave Theo Wandy off the list. I think I'm stupid. This is funny because I was the one who suggested cutting it down to 5, and I can't make a top 5. This is why I can't be a manager. I'm very indecisive. With that being said, though, where would the Yankees be without their bullpen? Probably in last place. If they didn't have this good of a bullpen, they'd be close to last place.
The bullpen has won us a good amount of games. I mean, the offense has been picking up lately, but at the start of the year, it was all about the pitching. So, I mean, the bullpen has saved us a lot of games. So, I think you're right. We'd probably be like 4th or 5th place if it weren't for this bullpen.
Yep. It's unbelievable.
Bullpen's been saving us, and getting guys like Ian Hamilton and turning him into a gem. I mean, that's amazing right there. I know he's hurt right now, but when he was here, he was he was absolutely filthy. I mean, Jimmy Cordero, a secret weapon.
Oh my god, I love Jimmy Cordero.
Having guys like Jimmy Cordero, Ian Hamilton, Wandy Peralta. I know Wandy Peralta's been here for a while, but even we got him for what, Mike Tauchman?
Nothing. You got him for nothing.
So I mean, having guys like that, that's awesome. You don't need to get that big ticket name clearly because we're just developing these guys into filthy pitchers.
Dude,
the Chapman contract didn't work, the Britton contract didn't work, but the small guys, like with like Hamilton and them and Peralta and King have been working, and Loizaga too. And I know it's not always meant to be with some of these bigger contracts, but me personally, I've never been high on paying a lot of money to a reliever unless they are just that good.
No, I wouldn't pay anyone.
And I know Chapman's had his times where he was really good, but I feel like there were too many times where it just didn't work with him. So it was just a waste.
I'm not ready for when Wandy Peralta hits free agency this year. I'm not ready for that. That's gonna kill me. The Severino and Wandy Peralta both being free agents at the end of the year that's one of I think I'd rather experience the 2022 ALCS again on repeat than have to deal with the free agency with those two. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be in.
Are we sure
tears.
about that?
Oh no, definitely. I'm gonna be in tears, dude. Theo Wandy is a fucking
Hey man, but the
Wandy
ALCS was
Peralta,
really bad though, man. The
it was, but
ALCS
like,
was really bad.
okay, to be fair, like I had a
If
lot
you
going on in my.
if the ALCS was just Harrison Bader highlights, that'd be amazing. But it was
But
not.
I think
So
a key thing to remember here for me, a key thing to note here. Well, two things to note. Number one, it felt like it was over after game 2, so game 4 didn't really hurt because the series was over after game 3. So
I mean, it was
game 4 didn't
3-0,
hurt.
so
Yeah,
it
game
wouldn't
4, I was
matter
like,
or anything.
series over. But also, I had a lot going on personally, so I didn't really get to, like, it wasn't like that wasn't the worst thing happening to me in that particular moment. So it was like I don't remember it that poorly. Like the 2019 ALCS, I cried during multiple games of that. That was terrible. I would never want to experience that again. That was psychological torture. But
In 2019 ALCS was a heartbreak, man. Altuve hitting that walk-off home run is I still got to see that, especially especially since right before that the DJ homer had us all hyped and ready
I
to
wouldn't
go
wish
to
that on
Game
anybody.
7. Oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
And constantly seeing the picture of Chapman smiling after he gave the home run. Oh,
I feel
it
inclined to
feel
like
good.
make a Frank Fleming reference. Everyone's smiling. Chapman's fucking smiling. You saw Ken Rosenthal smiling. Aaron Boone, not Aaron Boone. Really, I mean, you can't really blame Aaron Boone for that. Nathan, dude, this pisses me off so much. I have a tweet where like my offseason plan: sign Nathan Eovaldi, sign Masataka Yoshida, sign Aaron Judge, sign Anthony Rizzo. The one thing I was right, the only players I'm right about are guys who never become Yankees. It's the worst feeling ever. Like Nathan Eovaldi was set to go out and fucking be a stud the second he went out and didn't sign with the Yankees.
Every time. Dude, every time. And he was good with us when he pitched like 7 or 8 years ago.
Dude.
He was
I
good.
know why he left.
He wasn't like insanely good, but he was decent. But yeah, it makes sense why they let him go.
Yeah, he got Tommy John. They weren't going to pay him to do that, but like, man, I wanted him so bad at this offseason. I wanted him so bad. I thought he was going to be such a nice fit for this rotation. He could pitch a lot of innings. I thought they just needed a guy who could pitch a lot of innings. I know he has injury issues, but I believed in him.
He's a solid pitcher.
He's so good.
It's like, he's one of those guys that, secret weapon type guy. He'll never be like the ace of a team, but he'll be a very, very serviceable number 2 or number 3.
He's pitching an ace right now though. He has a 2.60 ERA.
Oh yeah, he's pitching like one.
I don't know if he's gonna keep it up, but he's been. I think he can be. I think as you mentioned, like,
of course, when DeGrom is healthy, he is the ace of that Rangers staff. But he's also. I'm not saying Eovaldi can't is not like ace material. No, is like. I don't think he's like close to ace material.
I think he's like in the fringe of like starters, so you wouldn't like if he was your ace, you wouldn't feel great about it, but you wouldn't feel like you have the worst rotation in the world. You kind of be like, we could use we still could use the number 1.
Decent rotation. You have a decent ace, but
he's like a not like
a the guy type guy.
Yeah, he's like but he's also a postseason dog. So like, I want him so bad. He killed the Yankees. I don't know if you look at like the current postseason standings, but the Rangers would be our ALDS matchup. We got past the Twins. Eovaldi, I just didn't want to see Eovaldi in the postseason. I also wanted to never have to see him in the postseason.
You would hurt if you know what hurt if we played. Let's say we ended up playing the Rangers in the ALDS and we get killed by DeGrom first, and then 2 former Yankees in Eovaldi and Andrew Heaney.
Dude, Andrew. Oh my God, Andrew Heaney, dude. That's the Heaney dog. The Heaney dog. That dude. I don't even hate. I love Andrew Heaney. That's my guy. But like, oh my God, dude, that's a fucking blast.
Heaney was always just an okay pitcher. Came to us and just stunk.
Was
terrible. Straight up stunk. I'm not even afraid to say that. He's just awful.
No, he was.
Then he goes to the Dodgers, becomes good. Then he goes to the Rangers. He continues to be just decent. He's
okay. Right. But if we did that with the Yankees, that we would have had like home field advantage in the AL wildcard game, and those 2 stand fly balls would have been home runs. Fuck. I should not curse this much. I'm gonna tone that down a bit. I think since Aaron Boone's been our manager, it seems like a lot of decisions he makes aren't technically bad decisions, but a lot of times they work out for the worst. I feel this like it feels like the Yankees have never really had like horrific. I feel like the process the Yankees have isn't horrific, but it never works out. Like technically speaking, trading for Frankie Montas and trading him buying low on him because there were some injury concerns. If that had worked out, that would have been awesome. They haven't traded a single guy who's good. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. If it was like the Astros who traded for Montas, he would have never got hurt. Like that's just our luck. That's what it feels like. Or even like, dude, acquiring Andrew Heaney. Like acquiring Andrew Heaney was not bad process. It just didn't work. It worked for the fucking Dodgers, of course, but it didn't work for us. or even like I'm trying to think of other moves that like Joey Gallo. Come on, like how the like I get it. He struck out a lot, like that was his thing, but like he didn't hit home runs with the Yankees. Like, sure, what? You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Joey Gallo
it's
just
not
didn't have
fair.
anything with us. I mean, you know, I won't
Or
put
even
it past me to say
Benintendi.
I won't even put it past me to say Joey Gallo was the worst position player we've really had, if not in a long time ever. I don't know if there's someone else in mind that someone may
Oh,
may
I can
have
think of one.
where they could say that they were definitely worse than Joey Gallo over an extended period of time. Who are
Post
you gonna
surgery,
say?
Miguel Andujar is the worst baseball player I've ever seen in my life. I stand by that. That dude was horrible. He couldn't play a position. He couldn't hit. He was the worst baseball player I've ever put my eyes on. I've never seen a
And
worse
you know
baseball
what?
player.
As much as the production was bad, really
Gal's
bad,
close though.
I'm not gonna put it in that category as like worse than Gallo only because it was an injury and I can't always fault that.
No, it's not
Gallo
his
was
fault, but
It's not always his fault. Gallo was perfectly healthy. There was
yeah,
nothing
he
wrong with
was
Gallo.
bad.
Gallo just didn't work. It
I'm
just
still
didn't.
I'm still writing with
Mm.
post pro surgery and Andujar. I'm so glad I never have to
It's
see
not
that.
like Gallo was dealing with like an injury that was significantly hampering his swing. No, something just was off. I don't know what it was, but I guess whatever it was, I guess the pinstripes and Joey Gallo were just not a match made in heaven.
I'm
I
also gonna
guess
go
that's
with
just what
one
it
last
was.
pull here. Tyler Wade. I can't stand Tyler Wade. I hated Tyler Wade when he was a Yankee. I don't like. I feel like that was a little extreme. I felt
Tyler
like
Wade was one of those guys. I didn't mind him in a pinch running situation, but I didn't really like seeing him in the lineup every day.
when I
If
saw
that
him
makes
play
sense.
baseball, I felt my heart drop.
I didn't like
Like when
seeing
I
him in the
saw
lineup
he
every day.
signed with the Yankees on a minor league deal last year, I thought that and I think they actually started like losing more. Let me double check this. Actually, he signed with the
So
Yankees
you think Tyler Wade
on
is bad luck
July
charm?
16th. He signed with the Yankees on July 16th. The Yankees record from July, we want stat news, July 16th, 2023 to October, let's just say 10th, because that's like, I know the regular season was gone by then. So in the regular season, they went 37-35 after he debuted with the Yankees in the minor leagues. He is a franchise ruiner. Tyler Wade was with the Oakland Athletics, and whether they release him, is he still with the team? No, he was outrighted. So is he still with them though?
I
Yeah,
want to say he's
he was
still
with the
with them.
team this year, and the A's are the worst team ever. Like he ruins baseball teams. Okay, Tyler Wade ruined my life. Okay, Tyler Wade, dude, I was at a baseball game. We were playing the Royals. Tyler Wade comes in as a defensive pinch sub, whatever it was. Jonathan Wise goes on the mound, ground ball to Tyler Wade. He double clutches. He's double clutches. Runner on the bases loaded. And then he decides to throw to home. Run scores. Yankees go on to lose the game. I
I'm
can't
not sure
stand
if
it.
I remember that game, but it
I
sounds like
remember
something
because
he
I
would
was
do.
there. I
Well, yeah, if
hate.
you were there, you're gonna remember that.
He's so bad. I'm sorry. When he was gone from the team, it was like one of the best days of my life. Marcus Valdez says Jordan has an insane WPA this season. Yeah, Jordan's like if Aaron Judge didn't exist, we'd be talking more about Jordan Alvarez. But it's because Aaron Judge exists, fortunately. Trout hitting 40 home runs with missing a lot of games is really impressive, though. Yes, but now he's like a 140 WRC plus hitter this year. It's just that Aaron Judge is doing things that no human can do.
We all know Mike Trout is Mike Trout, but
Yeah, Mike Trout
Aaron
is a
Judge
better
is,
player all time, not close.
of
But like
course, and
Aaron Judge right
it won't
now,
be close for
no.
if it won't be close for a very long time, if ever. But you know,
Mike Trout's
Trout
arguably the greatest player ever.
Trout will still be Trout. He'll still be a great player. He will still be phenomenal. He will still make the All-Star team this year. He will still be an MVP candidate if he's healthy. But you know, I think Judge is just overlapping what he's been
Yeah,
doing.
right now he's just better.
At the pace.
And
You
he's
know,
more healthy.
if you take what Judge does now and what Trout does now these last two seasons, you put them together. Of course, Trout not always fully healthy. I know he's got that lingering back issue, so it's not always his fault. But if you just take the two, it's clear who's been better. It's just Trout is Trout, so we're always gonna say Trout is amazing, and we're always gonna say, of course, all time that he's better because it's just true. But you know, I don't think they can like discredit what Judge is doing now. Like just because Trout is still here and still playing well. It's okay to say someone's playing better than Trout. That's the way I see it. You know,
Yeah, look, I think right now it's between Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. They're on a different class right now. They're just different levels. About 50. Did he mean Judge? Oh, Judge is 50 behind Jordan. Yeah, that also makes sense because of on a volume basis. I imagine that Aaron Judge doesn't. Also, Jordan's been unbelievably clutch. So this year, I know Jordan. I think he's like by far the best. But yeah, Tasty Pasty says Volpe needed that. Their closer can shove. My God, but number 99. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could throw a million miles an hour. You can
Clearly,
throw the
Felix
best breaking
Bautista doesn't
ball.
phase Aaron Judge, so
No one can stop Aaron Judge right now. Aaron Judge is just Aaron Judge is. He just is.
we're running out of words, bro, to talk about
I have
Judge.
nothing else I can possibly
We're
think about Aaron
speechless.
Judge.
I mean, every time we say, "Oh my God, this guy's insane," he ends up doing something better the next night.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
like,
He's just different. He's just
like
different.
best athlete in New York right now, without a doubt, and possibly one of the best athletes in all of sports right now.
No,
Like,
he's
that's how much high of a level of talent he's at right now. We're
I
not just
think
talking about we're not just talking about from baseball standpoint. We're talking about all of sports.
I feel
You
like
know,
I think we talked about this maybe on a live or maybe it was like in after a live, but I would think I said something along the lines of like Aaron Judge might be one of the great go down as like the best player I've ever gotten to witness on my team live.
oh yeah, right now he already is.
Or at least the
And
best
I was,
prime because
and I was, he already is. Because like I don't say Jeter because I caught the back end of Jeter's
yeah,
career, so I didn't
same.
catch his
I was
prime.
04, so
You know, same thing with A-Rod. I caught like 09 and 10
also
for A-Rod, but that was
A-Rod
about
wasn't
it.
a
And then
career Yankee,
and
so you only can count
yeah,
the years he was a Yankee.
yeah, and then the whole suspension thing with A-Rod became
Yeah.
a distraction
Judge
and
is I
stuff
think
like
Jenner's a
that.
better Yankee
And
than
then
A-Rod.
and then who else was a good Yankee? Teixeira. I love Teixeira, but again, back end of Yankee career with him as well. So you know, what's crazy is though, as a fun fact, Teixeira and Judge at one point were on the same team.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah. Yep. Just for like a couple months, but they technically played together. So
Yeah.
that's a crazy thing to think about.
There's
That's
like that tier 2 of guys, and it's like Carmelo Anthony. You have. I mean, I'm not good at hockey, and I don't think the Islanders have had a player who's like. I don't know. I'm not good
I
at the
don't. I'm not a
Islanders.
hockey guy. You would have to
Yeah.
talk to any hockey.
Let's think.
If there's any hockey fans in the chat, that they can drop some hockey players
Yeah.
that are
Tier
on
2 is
that
like
tier.
what? Mello and like Giants. I'm trying to think here. Eli Manning, is he in tier 2? Is he your tier? I think he's tier 2 because he won 2 Super Bowls here.
Yeah,
He
he
has
won
to.
2 Super
He's a
Bowls. You
legend.
probably got to put him there.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely someone on the Giants I'm just missing. OBJ's not tier 2. Saquon's not tier 2. Dexter Lawrence, I think he'd get there, but I don't think he's there. I think Melo's like Melo, Jeter, A-Rod, like because for the time periods I've been alive for, they're all tier 2 guys. CC is a tier 2 guy, I think.
Yep.
But like there's
CC.
when we're talking about all these like really good players, they're tier 2 guys. Judge is just like the guy. Like Judge is the clear. No one has been as historically dominant in my lifetime as on one of my favorite teams as Judge. Like it's just
At
not.
this rate, if you're a Yankee Stadium worker who creates those monuments in Monument Park, just prepare Aaron Judge
Yeah,
already.
you gotta like start like fucking wrapping them shits.
Just start making his
Bubble
plaque
wrap
already.
it.
Just start making it because we're gonna need that pretty soon.
No, but they're gonna need to like they have the netting, I know, but like I'm scared that Judge is gonna hit a ball like a million miles an hour like straight through the netting. Like there's not a
God, imagine.
Dude, I'm going to the right field bleachers on May 26th. If I see an I don't know how people do this. Like they'll see like a Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge home run going their way, and they're like try to catch it. I'm not trying to catch that. That ball's hit a million miles an hour. I'm getting out the freaking way.
Every time Stanton hits the weird home runs too. So Stanton hits like the lasers.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
I'm not getting in the way of that.
Anytime I see like a kid catch a Stanton home run, I'm like, geez, his hand probably hurts after that one. Like,
do you remember that Stanton one that he hit against the Cubs? Where he just like destroyed that ball.
Yes.
Dude,
oh yeah.
There was someone trying to catch that ball. I'm ducking. Look, again, I don't care what your company is. I don't care who you're there with. I don't care if I gotta impress this girl. I'm with my duck. Duck. Like, yo, people are crazy. It's the ball gets slower when it hits. I don't care. I've been hit in the face with a pickoff move. Lost a tooth. Jaw was messed up. Teeth got dislodged, blood everywhere. That was not 100-something miles an hour. This was like 70-something miles an hour. I promise you.
Maybe the guy from spring training will try to catch one.
He caught the freaking.
I was gonna say he caught the Judge homer.
Dude, that's so.
And of course he did.
Hilarious.
Of course he did. Did I tell you when I went to a spring training game? I went to Yankees Nationals. They were at West Palm Beach, right?
You took a video of the guy, right?
He was there. Yep.
Oh
I took a video of the guy. He was there, and I was right by him because I was in the left field grass area. So he was right there. He would go back and forth. He would be like in the left field area when there was a righty up, and then the right field area when a lefty would come up. Security guard following him and stuff like that. It was so funny. It was so funny. That was that was awesome to see. I'm not gonna lie, it made my day.
It was unreal, dude. That guy was
The
unreal.
guy was funny, but it was just funny
The
to
dude's
witness.
setup was crazy. Like the dude was set up like an out. Like
Now,
I was doing that when
you
I was
see
playing
the
the
you
outfield.
see everyone here has probably
Yeah,
seen
because
the videos of him at this point, and you've
Sam,
seen
I
the
remember
fit he
Sam
wears.
did a TikTok, dude. It was so funny. The dude's
You've
like,
seen the fit he wears. You know
yo,
the compression shirt and the headband. He wore that exact same fit. That exact same
he was
fit.
wearing the same fit to the Yankee game.
He wore that exact same fit. He wears that same
That
thing,
dude's in good
and
shape for his age because he looks a little older. That dude's in great shape.
he's I was pretty up close to him, so I got a good glimpse. He was probably like in his 40s, like 45. We're talking.
He's in good shape, man.
Like he was. It was just funny because there was a point in the game too at the spring training game I was at. There was a kid
Mhm.
that stood right next to him. It started imitating the outfield stance with him.
Nah,
I
bro,
thought that
I'd
was
be
funny.
like,
I didn't get a video of that unfortunately, but that was really funny
I'd
because
start doing like the
he
Harrison Bader thing with 2 outs to him. Like, yo, I'd go, I'd want to try to like,
no. And another thing, he had like a little scouting report in his pocket
oh my
too.
god,
Like anytime somebody would come up, he like pulled out a little card and started looking
you're
at it.
joking.
No, I'm dead serious, dude.
He had, oh
I
my
was right. I
god,
was right by him. I witnessed this. So I kept watching him because I was like, "Oh my
this
god, this
guy's
guy's still doing it!"
unbelievable.
Like
We,
he
I
literally
want,
had
we
like
gotta get him
this.
on the podcast. We gotta get him on
It
the
was
podcast.
so
I
funny,
gotta find this guy and get him
so
on the
funny,
podcast. Dude, that's
so funny, man. That'd
hilarious.
be awesome if we could
Could
do
you
that. Oh my
imagine?
god.
Like, what's the feeling of like seeing a dude who's like trying to get? He just pulls out a fucking card. He's like, hold. He's like, all right, shift left. Like,
Yeah,
what,
he legit was doing that.
bro? Like, I'm a nerd. There's no shot I'm doing that at a ballpark.
Hey man, maybe he was hoping that like Aaron Boone or someone was gonna see him and go like, "Hey, that guy in left field seats has a good stance."
I can't.
Hey, wait, we needed a left fielder, right? Before we needed a left fielder for quite some time. Call up that guy.
Unbelievable, man. Like, I can't.
Like I don't even know what was on his card, but I would strongly assume that it was probably like some scouting report or something, because like it was literally like an index card in like that he took out of his pocket and started looking at it when someone else would come up to hit. Like
Yeah, no. Unbelievable, man.
it was really funny.
Should we be concerned about Higgy's game calling? Not really. I just felt like Cole pitched bad. Like, I didn't think it was like a game. I feel like some people are a little too quick to like, oh, it's a game call. He just pitched bad. Sometimes you just gotta wear it. He just pitched bad. It happened. He walked
It's
a lot of
not,
guys.
it's,
His command
it's
wasn't
not
there.
always on the catcher, and I
Yeah.
mean Cole only had 2 strikeouts. You don't blame Higgy for that. I mean,
Right. Look,
Cole didn't have his stuff. It
Dylan,
happens.
you're a former catcher. Like, I don't, you know what? It's tough back there, man. It's already tough
It's
enough.
tough, man. It's tough there, man. It's not an easy job. There's a reason why the catcher almost never plays 3 games in a row. There's a reason for that.
As
It's tough
someone,
back there. It's tough on your body, and I mean, you're catching multiple pitchers, so that's a workout back there, dude. It's a workout.
and the bullpen was really good. So it's not if like the bullpen, if like Michael King would have thrown like a sweeper to Adam Frazier, like, and he would have been like, all right, sweeper right here, right down the middle. I've been like, okay, man, maybe we got to talk about this. But it felt like King pitched well, Wandy pitched well, Marinaccio pitched well. There weren't bad pitch calls. I feel like everything was on point. Cole just didn't pitch good. That's what I think it was.
The Orioles are a pesky team too.
Yeah, they're good.
So
10-1 is still, I was talking about earlier with the Rays. Hayes is like has like a top 10 arm though. Yeah, like it's just one of the things. I don't blame Glaber for this. It's not Glaber's. Glaber's not like
we want him to be aggressive on the bases, of course, but at the same time, if he got out, we probably would have been complaining that he went on Austin Hayes and been all upset about it. So, I mean,
you also have to trust your lineup.
There's a
The way they're hitting,
lose-lose situation for that. So yeah, and that too. The way the lineup was seeing Cano in that inning, you gotta trust him. I mean, unfortunately, DJ kind of disproved that trust, but thankfully we still won the game. But still, I mean, Glaber not running on that, it's what it is now. It's water under the bridge at this point. We can't really look at that anymore. We've still won the game. You move on and just hope that maybe Glaber will watch the film and then improve on that in future games. But thankfully, it didn't cost us this one.
You know what's interesting? I'm looking at updates. So Shohei Ohtani on the season has 2.3 total WAR. Aaron Judge on the season has 2.1 total WAR. So we're gonna enter another crazy
another MVP race that will come down to who has the higher WAR.
And you know what? I just need Aaron Judge to finish close to Ohtani in WAR. I don't care if he wins the MVP or not, for one reason. Because then I can say Aaron Judge has more WAR than Shohei Ohtani since 2022, and then call him the best player in baseball. So that's all I need. Aaron Judge has played 39 games this year, 14 home runs, 181 WRC plus, second in MLB. And Diaz, 42 games, 11 home runs, 188 WRC plus, first in MLB. Again, Aaron Judge played last. Yeah, he's just been unreal. Like Aaron Judge is doing this on an insane level. And yes, if they play the same amount of games, Aaron Judge would probably have the F4 lead in the American League. So yeah,
most likely.
Tatis turns to the best right field defender. Yeah, he's unreal. I don't know if you've seen his like defensive metrics. I'm a Tatis guy, so like I like love Tatis.
Too. I'm a big Tatis guy. I was just concerned
even
about his
I
outfield.
was stunned. Look at his outfield. It's been unbelievable.
Like I was concerned about what he would do in the outfield because obviously when he first got out there, it looked rough. So yeah. I was like, oh,
that's my goat. Though.
I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. They're just trying to get his bat in the lineup, which I get. You got to get his bat in the lineup. He's that good with the bat, but I was concerned about it for sure, but I mean, if I haven't kept up a whole lot on his defensive stuff, but if he's been good this year, then applause to him.
I'm never concerned about my goat. That's my goat right there. He should have played. I'm so mad that Major League Baseball suspended it. That's so bullshit too. Like, there's no reason. It's not a Major League Baseball event. Who the hell are you to fucking decide? Oh, we're gonna suspend it for the tournament, losers! Like I was so mad about that. They had Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball Major League Baseball had the US's money line, bro. I hate them so much sometimes. I'm kind of concerned that DJ's hurt. Bunting, is he hurt? Is he lacking confidence? That was just weird. I think it was just overthinking. He was like, if I bunt Glaber in, this will be a genius baseball player. I'm like, dude, just.
I think it was just a bad decision that happens. These baseball players are. These baseball players are humans, so they're gonna make a mistake. They're gonna do something that that leaves you scratching your head and going like, "Why did we decide to do that?" And that's what DJ did, and hopefully he learns on it and decides not to try that again. Because DJ's not exactly a guy who bunts; he's a guy who swings away. He's a good contact guy, good runners on base. So, I don't think bunting was even the right decision. I think, like what you just said, it was just overthinking. He thought like, oh, this guy has nasty stuff. I think it'd be better if I just bunted and tried to force him to make a play.
Yeah, it's also Yander Candelario. So like, I'm not happy with it, but like, I can understand where he galaxy brained into like, yeah, maybe I should bunt here.
Yeah, he's facing Yennier Cano, and he's like, oh, this is a tough pitcher. He's only allowed 7 hits this year. His ERA is like 0.3 or something like that. He's probably sitting up there like, this is tough. This is a tough assignment for me. Let me see if I bunt and maybe can move Glaber over. Didn't work.
Yeah, no, it kind of sucked. I can't lie.
Didn't work. Like, and at the time, we were all very angry about it.
Yeah, no, we're back to the bunt doesn't matter, but
this was an emotional roller coaster of a game, to say the least.
I
down 4-0, we were
like a cliff during this game.
Down 4-0, we were like, oh man, down 4-0, great. We're gonna lose a cold start. We're gonna lose the Orioles. Then we come back and it's like, okay, we're back. We're gonna end up winning this game. Then the DJ bunt happens and it's like, what the heck, man? It was like, why did we just do that? We just threw this game away, and then the rest.
Yeah. Have the O's blown a 4 lead before tonight? I don't know. I'm not, and I quite frankly, I can't really.
I'm not
check.
sure.
So
I'm not sure. That's a tough one to check. Yeah.
Can't wait for Stanton. Neither can I. Also, Luis Rojas held Glaber at third. Yeah, no, you're gonna listen to the third base coach. It'd be really stupid if you didn't.
You'll get benched if you don't.
The Black Crown say, yo, what's up, Ryan? Love the show. What's good? I hope you're having a great night. I appreciate the support. Just to spice things up a little bit, Ryan Garcia is. I'm gonna take measuring tape with me or something to the Yankee game. I'm not 5'2". I can I can't prove it here because I'm on measuring tape, but I'm not 5'4". I'm 5'8". I'm gonna find because even about my permit. Hold on, because I don't want to reveal my address because it's on my permit. I'll see how I can make this work, but my permit has my height on.
So we're gonna see the Ryan Garcia face license reveal photo now. We're gonna see that too.
I gotta make sure. I'm gonna be smart with this. I gotta cover my address. Gotta cover my full name. I don't want to put my ID number because there's a lot of sensitive information on here. My date of birth is fine. The way that when I got it issued is fine. Class, yeah, that's fine. Brown eyes, height. I don't even think you can read this because I have my background blurred. But let's see. Hold on. If there was a way for me to do this, let me just cover these parts. Because this is all sensitive information there. But why is it blurring I can't do this. I'm 5'8", guys. I'm not doing. I can't do this. Matt Dice.
Either we take his word of mouth, or we continue to just say he's not 5'8".
I can like prove it. I'll prove it. Matt Dice bomb. That was early. This was early in the chat. So yeah, he had a nuke off of Bayo. Chaparro said to Calhoun, please. I love Andre Chaparro, so I'm gonna say yes to this. I love Andre Chaparro.
A great spring training, so I don't see why not.
Nobody's bringing measuring tape to Yankee Stadium, right? No way they get past the door. That I'll do it out. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna prove it though. I'm gonna prove it somewhere. And then I don't know if you saw Zach Campbell caught one of Mullins' home runs. Another one. I hate Zach Campbell. I really dislike Zach Campbell. I used to like him as a kid, but he's been so annoying. I hate him so much. Like, if I see him at a game, dude, I'm robbing a home run from him. I'm bringing out a scouting report. I'm like, shuffle my feet. Bro, I'm bringing a glove. If I see Zach Campbell, I see a ball heading this way, I'm laying out, bro. I don't care if I get kicked out the stadium.
The Zach Campbell stopper.
Bro, I'm playing defense on that man. I'm guarding him up, bro. I'll be like, guard him up. Perimeter defense.
Box him out when the ball's coming.
Bro, I'm being so dead ass. I'd actually just start playing defense on him. If there's a fly ball hit, I'd just
box him out when the home run ball's coming. Be like, nope.
Oh yeah. And if he films me doing it, I'd be an internet legend if I got caught playing defense on Zach Campbell. Could you imagine like an Aaron Judge like robbery? It'd be like, bro, I would block the fucking ball. I don't care. Like the LeBron James fucking. Could you imagine like back checking a ball and just jump up? Get that shit out of here! I'd edit that with the block by James.
Swat the ball back into the field.
I would run out of fucking left field and just like block it. Like I don't care. I played crazy defense on him. The one thing I'm good at in basketball is defense. I can't shoot. I can't score. I can't make. I'm terrible at everything, but I can play good defense. I'm pretty good at play. I don't foul. I'm pretty good at playing defense. Pretty good at getting a shot hand up. Pretty aggressive. Pretty gritty. Boy's been a gritty guy. But yeah, dude, I'd play insane defense on him. I'd put clamps on him. Like the no fly zone for defensive backs. Be like no fly zone.
Start doing the celebrations and stuff like that.
When they don't complete the fourth down, so they're like, no, don't complete a pass.
Yep. Or when a cornerback forces the receiver to drop the ball, and then they're just like, they're just like, nope.
Dude, it would be the I'm a Boss by Meek Mill, how they put that over highlight reels, like a thing that's trending. Again, I will play insane defense on them. I don't care if the vlog is just about me. I would want it to be, but it's like, God, crazy Yankee fan blocking me from catching baseball.
Crazy.
And I'm just like, I'll throw into a highlight reel
catching baseball,
and it would just be like, I just jump up, bring that back. No. I'd play Zach Campbell. You better not be there May 26th. I'm playing defense on you, bro. I'm looking at the camera. June 6th and May 26th, Zach Campbell, if you are at Yankee Stadium, I'm playing defense on you, bro. I am locking you down. You're not getting it. I'm breaking your streak. I'll be there the second the gates open, bro. Batting practice. I'm robbing your shits, bro. I'm playing insane defense on this guy. I'm going to be unstoppable against this guy. Zach Campbell, do not show up at the stadium. Do not show up at the stadium May 26th. Your streak will die if you show up on May 26th. I will play defense on you, bro. How has no one thought about playing defense on this guy? Just stop. He has a streak. He has a streak of multiple, insane streak. I'm ending the streak. I am the Zach Campbell stopper.
Nah, man, you're gonna be the one.
If you're watching this,
he's gonna have a personal vendetta on you.
Yo, anyone wants to tell him this? May 26th, do not show up at the stadium. I'm playing defense on you, bro. I'm playing no fouls, nothing, no physical contact.
You gotta show up. You gotta show up in full uniform.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm showing up full. I'm with the headband, bro. Come on now. I'm not fouling. I don't like touching people. I don't like physical contact. I don't like. That's kind of weird. And that's what's at that point. And I don't encourage violence. I just mean legal NBA defense, no pass interference. No illegal NFL defense too. No pass interference. No grabbing. No holding. No touching, none of that stuff. No 5 seconds defensive interference. I can't just stand in front of him. I gotta play defense. I gotta be moving around. You know what I mean? But this is a lot of time spent on me telling Zach Campbell I'm gonna block him. But I am. I'm gonna let him know, bro. I'm ending his streak. Again, Zach Campbell, do not show up. I will end your streak, bro. Do not show up. Garrett Cole's definitely not good tonight. The thumb problem was probably the only reason why he wasn't good enough tonight. Yeah, I thought it was a thumb issue, not the Kyle Higashioka. I think it was just his thumb he was what's the word?
Either the thumb issue or he just didn't have his stuff. It happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's the word for it? It's like fiddling. Is that the word? Fiddling,
fidgeting.
fidgeting. There we go. Thank you. God, I'm bad at this. Edgar Perez says, "Awesome game." Edgar, I agree. Change the PFP though, bro. Like, come on. Just one New York
Yeah,
team, brother.
he's right. He's right. Change
I
that.
love you, bro.
I'm
But
joking.
love you, dog. But you're gonna have to change it. Yankees Emas. Greetings. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Yankees, baby. Let's go Yankees. Yankees won again tonight, folks. A 5-game winning streak now. Can't have a shutout every game. It's impossible. You have a bad game from time to time. Yeah, look, the Yankees have won games in a lot of different ways. I felt like, pitching staff has been dominant at times. The offense has just done a job at times. Like, I think winning in these type of ways is really important. What do you think about that, Dylan?
I mean, yeah, it is. Like, Cole wasn't his best tonight, yet we still won. So, I mean, you take that. I mean, you kind of got bailed out. You bailed him out a little bit. He didn't have his best stuff, and then hopefully next start he bounces back and has a great start. You know what I mean? We've seen Cole's been phenomenal this year. I know he's been a kind of not perfect over his last like 4 or so starts, but overall he's been phenomenal this season. I expect him to bounce back. You know, it just wasn't a great game for him, but thankfully he didn't get lit up too bad to where we weren't like down too much to where it was insurmountable. We came back. We ended up winning the game. So, you know, I applaud Cole for fighting through that thumb issue and just digging it through and gritting it out. I know it wasn't amazing, but you take it. You won the game. You won a not so good Cole start, so you take that all every time.
Yeah, absolutely. You can, as long as you win these games, I don't care.
Because the goal is always to, win these Cole starts.
Yeah.
That's always the goal. Win the Cole starts.
Doesn't matter how it happens in my eyes.
It doesn't mean either. You win the game, right? It doesn't matter if Cole throws 8 shutout innings or if he throws like 5 innings of 4-run ball. It's not obviously you want Cole to be the 8-inning shutout guy that I just said, but he's human. He ain't always going to be that way. No pitcher. When was the last time a pitcher went undefeated in a season? It doesn't happen. So they're going to have bad starts.
I was a terrible pitcher in Little League. I was awful. I got smoked.
No, but realistically speaking, though, like no pitcher ever really does that, right? So what's gonna happen? They're gonna have a bad start once in a while. I expect Cole to bounce back. I don't think he's gonna have another bad start. I mean, it's against the Padres. I think that'll be a good test for him. I definitely think they're gonna. I'm kind of assuming he will pitch against the Padres, but regardless, I think the Yankees will squeeze him in anyway because it is the Padres. So just looking at that, I mean, I expect him to bounce back. I don't think he'll have another bad outing like he did today.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, man. I don't know why it took me so long to press that button. Ryan Garcia throws 85 miles an hour fastballs. I actually had the courage to go back to the park today. I was throwing gas, dude. I was throwing good fastballs with ride. I'm grabbing a baseball so I can show you some of my grips. I also did a fastball, some ride. Typical 4-seam grip right here. Threw a couple cutters. Typical cutter grip there. Threw a couple sweepers. My sweeper grip is pretty fire. You guys should steal this because it's a good grip. I stole it from Matt Brash. He puts one finger on this part of the seam, so like the pointer finger here, if you're a righty, middle finger inside this seam here, and you just think release early and loose grip. I was throwing gas. Dylan, I think you can understand a little bit more why it's such a big comeback for me to get back into the park. I was in there throwing gas. I felt good. Stuff felt good.
Hey, you were telling me earlier before we got on here, sweepers, cutters, fastballs, everything working for you.
Cutter grip, guys. Steal this stuff from me,
guys. The comeback season, man. Yankees, if you guys are watching this, he's available.
Bro,
he's available.
I'm gonna get in the lab. They're not. Also, the Red Sox just lost, so that helps us with the division a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, no, dude, bro, cutter, fastball, sweeper. If you're still in high school, by the way, and you're watching this, please steal the sweeper grip like that. You're gonna be untouchable in high school if you have a good breaking ball. This right here, again, don't grip it too hard. Grip it loose. It should feel loose in your hands. You feel like you're gonna drop the ball almost, and just really think release early, right? You want to miss in because if you miss in, right, like that ball's going to travel. It's going to sweep, and it's nasty. And I'm a terrible pitcher, so you'll get better action out of it than me. Ban bunting. I agree. I hate bunting. I hate bunting so much. I'm such a bunt hater. Even though there's moments where it's like if Harrison Bader got a bunt down, that's basically what he did with that ground out. But he was trying to get a bunt down. If he did, that would have actually worked well for the Yankees. Like the Yankees were trying to bunt there. That's a situation where you should bunt, but I hate bunting. I'm glad he grounded out instead of bunting.
Yeah, I'm not a bunt person either, but I understand why sometimes they do it.
I understand why it's valuable. But
I'm a fundamental. I'm a bit of a fundamentals guy, so I get why they do it sometimes. But at the same time, We want to see home runs, not
I
bunts.
yeah, drop tanks, please. Like I'm such a hater of fun. Not a hater of fundamentals. I'm
You
a
know,
hater of like
I
not
I'm a
dropping
fan
tanks.
of, all around good
Good
baseball,
fundies are fun,
but
but like
and if you do good baseball at bunting, fantastic. But for the fun of it, you can hit more home runs. It's okay.
yeah, I want dingers. I want bombs.
You can hit some home runs once in a while.
Hi, Trevor Alley. Oh, look at it. Look at this. We love to see this. So just our audience having a great conversation. The Ace Avenue says, great win. Just more of the conversation here. Cano's Cuban. I thought it was Dominican. I have no. It's Felix Bautista's Dominican, who also didn't fucking pitch for us. But anyways, yeah, he's Cuban. Yeah, I know. For a small payroll, yeah, they are a pretty good team. So that's impressive. I mean, they should spend more
That's what I've
money.
been saying. And I've been emphasizing it too. Like, the Orioles are a team that, like, it annoys me how good they can be because I'm a Yankees fan. So they're in the
Yeah,
division,
just spend
but
money, man.
I love what they do. Ironically enough, like I enjoy seeing them succeed, considering the small payroll. They've a lot of it is homegrown talent. A lot of these guys are young. These guys just came up and they're winning games. I respect that. You know what I mean? Sometimes teams just go ahead and buy players. I know we're culprits of that. We are culprits
I
of
love
just
buying
buying
players.
players. But I still love my players, of course. But regardless, I respect the homegrown talent too. So, you know, they're a fun team to watch. I'm not going to sit here and act like, just because they're a division rival that I despise them. No. You know, it's like with the Red Sox, of course, Yankees, Red Sox, big rivalry. You don't like the Red Sox, right? But, you know, there are players on the Red Sox I enjoy watching. You know, it's not like a personal vendetta against them. I'm a baseball fan first and a Yankees fan, so that's how it works.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're at a point where we might have to wrap up because it's also almost 12 o'clock in the morning, and I
We
didn't
can, we
realize
can
this.
try to get through some of these last few
Yeah,
comments if
we're
you
gonna get
want.
through some questions here, but we're gonna start wrapping up soon.
We can go faster on answering.
Yeah,
them.
ready? We're gonna just jet set run here. I mean, Bautista was okay. This was about the O's, like us like crying about the O's, not me, us crying, me crying that the O's are in our division, the Rays are in the division. One question: what do you think of other channels or fan pages that prevent other pages from commenting on X and rather spam them with haters to close the? I guess what he's saying is like preventing, like just kind of like limiting conversations. I would never like delete comments unless they got like really bad. Like if someone like said something like offensive, yeah, it's a little different.
Or
But if like
threatening.
yeah,
Not,
like
so.
but if someone's like you know I don't know, Clark Schmidt's the worst pitcher ever, and you're an idiot. Like I'd keep the comment there. Like yeah, I don't like the comment, but I'm not gonna like delete it.
At the
Or
end of
like
the
I
day,
don't.
at least we support all opinions. I'm
Yeah.
not. We
Well,
don't condone threatening and stuff like that. But I at least if you have an opinion, you're entitled to it. If you think so and so is not very good, so be it. You can have your opinion. I'll try to convince you one way or another, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
yeah. No,
I mean,
definitely. Look, end of the
that's how it
day,
works.
I'll always be okay with like not my opinion, but like the line I'll draw is like if you say Aaron Judge, man, if you say Aaron Judge is not that good, I'm not gonna delete your comment. I'm just gonna put you on blast. Jay Schmeezy says Vlad pipped a home run off of a pitcher in a 16-1 game. Honestly, I kind of like that. That's kind of funny. Like I low key, like that's kind of I'm glad. I like when people do like objectively like kind of douchebaggy things, but like it's not that serious, so it doesn't really matter. Also Zach
It's just
Campbell
whatever to me.
Zach Campbell's back from his Twitter break. Came out of Twitter retirement. Ooh, Zachy boy. I got my glove right here, boy.
He's ready. He's ready.
I'll bring another. I'll get a left-handed. I'll get a right-handed glove.
He's ready to go to Yankee Stadium right
bro,
now.
I'm gonna be there, bro. He better not show up May 26th. He's doing himself a disservice if he shows up May 26th because he's not his Zach Hampel. Do not go to the stadium. Go find something else to do, my boy, please, because you're not continuing your streak Friday. It will end Friday if you show up to the stadium. It will. I'm being so serious. It ends if he shows up to the stadium again. If I'm there, I'm personally not letting it happen. I'm not letting it happen. He can walk to any part of the ballpark he wants. I'm going to walk to him and go, yo, that's my seat. And if he's in a section he shouldn't be in, I'll be like, yo, that's my seat. Streak ends. I'm going to play such insane defense. I'm going to get the refs involved. The refs are going to be like the stadium people. I'm going to be like, yo, dude, that's my boy's seat. Like, you gotta move. And they'll be like, tickets, sir? Out of here. Streak over. Ejected. Technical foul. Out. That's
Hey,
a flake hit
Giants, we
too.
could use a line. We could use a good linebacker.
Bro,
Ryan's
I'd be
available.
insane. I'm so lying right now. I have such severe social anxiety. I cannot do that. It's so bad, dude. I'd like cry at like the idea of having to like interact with someone I don't like. I can't do that, man. My social anxiety is terrible. There's no shot I can do that. The Yankees, yeah, the front office personnel for the Orioles used to be the Astros, so they're like, I don't like
That
them.
makes sense.
Yeah, they're so smart. You can go back on Twitter if we start struggling. Maybe, but we'll see. Put a pin on that. Biggest takeaway for me is that Cole still struggles against division rivals. So we mentioned earlier, like we respect all opinions. I respect all opinions, but you're wrong. Last year, Garrett Cole dominated the Rays. He hasn't had a bad start against the Blue Jays. He pitched well against the Blue Jays twice this year. Like both games he pitched were excellent against the Blue Jays this year. He outdueled Manoah in that one start. I think they went head to head. And then that was that second outing against not Barrios. It wasn't Gosman either. We won the
I think
Gosman
we
game.
get lost up in that in thinking that Cole struggles against division rivals because we used to play against the division rivals so much. But
Yeah,
I think
so
we need
and they're
to. I think we
good.
need to realize Cole was very good against these division rivals. I know he had the wild card game against Boston, wasn't good there. The 3 home run game from Vlad last year. But more often than not, Cole is very good against the division rivals, and I still trust him more than anyone else in that pitching staff if we need a big win against a division rival.
Yeah, he has. Hold on, why is this not giving me? Yeah, he's so yes. In like there were years where like it wasn't great. Like 2021 was like it got bad. But like I think it's I'm gonna check since 2022. Let's see. Since 2022 isn't great. Let's see.
And there's a difference
Feeling
too.
bad.
Like if say X pitcher outdueled Cole, okay, that's great. But sometimes too Cole still is good. So to say he struggles is a stretch.
Considering the run environment we've had since 2020, like it's been 2 down years, 2 up years. So 2020, 2023 were big run environment years. The last 2 years prior to that, in between that, were not. And the AL East is a juggernaut in terms of like teams and ballparks. A
Yeah,
three,
we got to
six, seven
realize that too,
ERA
man. I mean,
really isn't that
every
bad.
AL East team is above 500.
And every
They're
AL East team has like a hitter friendly ballpark. Like,
they're not slouches whatsoever.
right.
Like any pitcher is going to struggle once in a while against these guys. You know what I mean? Even if it's like the Boston Red Sox if they're struggling, or the Baltimore Orioles, those pesky Orioles. Even if it's like that, this is gonna happen. These guys aren't slouches. Literally every AL East team is better than every AL Central team. The team in last place in the American League East right now is better than the division leader for the AL Central. That's how loaded our division is.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Like that's how loaded it is. Literally, if you took the AL East, I've seen this post several times. If you take the AL East and the AL Central, I don't know if this is still the case now, but at least it was a couple days ago. If you took the AL East and AL Central and combined them both into just one big division, it would be 1 through 10 in that order.
yeah, Garrett Cole hasn't given up a run to the Blue Jays all season this year, and then I remember he just shoved. Last year was untouchable. The Rays couldn't touch him. So I'm not going to sit here and say Garrett Cole can't pitch against his division rivals. I think that's a little bit much. I'm not going back to Twitter because I can't. No, Carlos still calls me for it, so that doesn't really work. Ian Slambio, Hamilton's our best reliever. How dare you? I apologize. I should have mentioned. Look, I was thinking about guys who are healthy. So, yeah, no. Don't love King's innings pitch being so high, to be honest. I won't lie, it's a little scary, but I also like trust that they're taking care of him. Because if you remember, he had like that. Like, do you remember when he had like fatigue and it was like dead arm, and they were like, "Oh my god,
I
his
think a
velocity's
big
down."
thing too is if a pitcher is pitching more innings, that shows the team has confidence in him. And if the team has confidence in him, that raises a player's confidence too. So, with that being said, I understand it's scary seeing King pitch more innings because he just came off of the surgery. I get that; it's understandable. But if he feels good out there, I don't see why you wouldn't use him. If he's feeling fine out there and he's not having an issue, see what you can get out of him. He's that valuable of a reliever. And one of the things that makes him valuable is the fact he can give you length. I think that's one
Exactly.
of the things that makes him that valuable. You don't get many relievers that have closer stuff that can also pitch you 3 innings if you need to. There's not many guys like that. So that's why he's so valuable. Okay, so Ryan's internet apparently really messed up, so that's why it's frozen. I can't even go through the other comments, but what I can try to do is here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, well now it's gone. Ryan's internet just fell apart. Okay, well, can you end the stream? Ryan is coming back, everybody. So hold tight.
Am I
And
back?
you're back. Yes, you
Yes.
are.
All right. Yeah, no, that was weird. That was so weird.
Looks like everyone's still here though, so I think we're
Yeah.
okay.
We're gonna keep speeding through these questions. We got this.
I made sure to notify everyone here in the stream that you had internet issues. So
All right,
we
thank God.
apologize for
Yeah.
that.
I don't know
but
what happened there. I'm
looks
like
like
plugged
everyone
into
is still
Ether.
here.
My internet box just like destroyed itself, I guess.
It's
Dylan,
okay.
Trevor says you got hella Riz because unless your girlfriend's a diehard Yankee fan,
She's not a diehard Yankee fan, but I'm trying to get her into it. So
hey, that's Riz. I'll give you that. Look, you're scoring like Brunson, man. I gotta give you credit there. Oh, I got a legit question. I'm gonna get to this question. I'm gonna come back there. Did you see the video of ICAM spitting in Bader's direction on Sunday? I didn't make anything of it. I feel like it would be a bigger story if it was.
I
Like,
honestly didn't even see it, so I don't think
I
it
don't
was that
I don't
big
think
of
it's a big story at all. I at least I hope it's not, but I don't think if it would be I think it would have been made a bigger deal if it was. So what do you kind of I feel like I don't know, I feel like that'd be such a weird like thing to not talk about.
I didn't even really see it, to be
Yeah.
honest. So, and maybe that's just on me for not seeing it, but I mean, I don't think it was that big a deal. Like you just said, I think we would have heard more about it if it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely. I'm like trying to
maybe he was just spitting because baseball players like to spit a lot and it just so
Yeah.
happened to be in his direction. And it looked like he was spitting at him, but I don't think he would do that. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa was a really good teammate. As much as, the guy is not the best baseball player on the planet, he's a really good teammate. So I don't think he would do that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
we've
definitely.
he's a pretty good guy as far as we know. So I don't see why he would do that. It would just make no sense. you know, IKF is a guy who is willing to do pretty much anything to not only play on this team but just contribute to winning. So, I mean, I don't think he would do that with any harm intent.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I don't think it's like it would be like it would be unbelievable if it was like a legit thing and like they just didn't talk about it. That'd be so weird. And I feel like Bader would have reacted like if it was genuinely something he was pissed at. I think we would have like been like, been like, hey, or like I think reporters would have asked about it if it was that big of a deal. I think if it was a bigger story, reporters would have talked about it. If you know what I'm saying, but
Definitely, I don't. Like you've been saying, we would have heard more about it.
yeah,
We would have heard a lot
for
about
sure.
it. We can get through some of the rest of these questions. There's not much going on in the chat. I have
a lot of
pulled up
this
on
is
my
like
phone, so
Ryan Weber's gritty. I love Matt Crook. Talking about like the top 10 Yankees and all that stuff, and agreeing that Wade sucked, which I love. Oh, this you might know this person, Jack.
that's my friend Jack.
Gotcha.
Jack
He's like,
Schnell.
yo, Dylan's good.
It's my friend from FAU.
We love
So,
to hear that. You know what? I think one of the pitchers for the Rumble Pony. I think
he's a Yankees fan, by the way, so he knows
all
his
right.
stuff.
I think Dominic Hamill. He's on the Rumble Pony. He's like a prospect. He might have gone to FAU. I don't think you're
I'm
gonna
not
know
sure.
him, but I think
I
he went
haven't.
to
No.
I only because I heard FAU. I was like, oh my god, wait, FAU. Like I don't know. I was like, I've been hearing like
Yeah.
FAU more. Maybe it's just now
because we went to the Final Four. So
no. It's more so. It's legitimate because you go there. Like I didn't know. Like when FAU
Yeah.
was in the tournament, I was like, holy shit, wait, that's like Dylan's school. Like
yeah.
FAU.
Yeah.
I was clinically depressed when Jack Curry came out and destroyed by Tatis the Yankees, James. Dude, I like that sucked. I love Tatis, man. I love Tatis. Jack also says Glaber's really encouraging right now, but he's so streaky, you never really know what you're gonna get. Yeah, that's fair. Glaber's kind of like hit or miss. It's like sometimes like you either get good Glaber, you're like, oh my god, Glaber's on a tear, or it's like,
It's
what
like, what's
is
going on?
here? It's like,
Yeah.
what is this right now?
There's two versions of him you get, but
Yeah,
at
he's
least
streaky.
he's streaky, but he's still a valuable player. So
Yeah, he's like overall good. He's just streaky, which is like not fun.
he's not like particularly amazing at something. He's just he's good at a lot of things. I
He's
mean,
just
I
he's
wouldn't
there. He's
like
he's a bopper.
his most positive thing, of course, is the home runs and the power and hitting for a decent average,
Yeah.
260, 250 type guy. He's not like a guy who's going to hit 210, but you know he gets on base. So I
He
mean,
does everything pretty well, which is like sure. It's like okay.
it's not like, oh my god, he's amazing. He's not like what he was in 2019 anymore.
Right.
He's past that, unfortunately. But
Yeah, unfortunately.
I still think he's still a productive player. So, I don't think he's like a detriment, if that
I'll
makes
second
sense.
that. I'll second that for
He's
sure.
not like he's not a detriment.
No, he's overall a positive. It's just like
Because quite frankly, we have players on this team that are detriments.
Yeah, no, we do.
There are players that either are on the team still or were, specifically Aaron Hicks. But you get the point. Like, there are guys that you look at and you go, okay, that guy's not really contributing much for us. Glaber's a contributor. Glaber ain't one of those guys.
The team would be worse if Glaber Torres just didn't exist, I think.
Oh yeah. It definitely would.
Yeah.
It definitely would.
Tatis wouldn't have saved your W seasons. Okay, well, guess what? The U.S. lost, so you guys fucking lost. So I don't care. Like the U.S. didn't win. I don't. They get the effects of my day. I think about the WBC loss to Puerto Rico every single night. Every night it haunts my nightmares. Football tackle Zach Campbell. I won't do that. I'm not like I don't like at all.
Unless you want to get arrested for assault.
But, yeah, and I really don't. And I also again I hate violence. Like someone would really have to do something horrible for me to even consider I want to physically hurt someone. I just can't. I don't like violence. I'm like a big pacifist. That's my way of saying I'm like a I'm kind of not. I'm a very I don't know. I'm a very I keep to myself a lot. That's how I'll put it.
You know more than anything else, you're not going to go up to Zach Campbell, man.
Oh yeah, no. I just want to rob a home run from him. If you took a home run away from Zach Campbell, that would be a video for the ages. Oh my god, dude, that'd be the greatest. Oh my god, I'd be so happy, dude, so happy. Ryan filming WWE promo right now, calling out Zach Campbell.
He'll forever be known as the guy who took the home run away.
I'll end the streak. I'd call myself the streak ender. I'd put that in my bio. I'd put that the streak ender.
You got to put the video in there too and all that stuff.
Oh my god, I'd make a highlight reel, bro. I'd send the tape to an NFL team. I don't care. I'm here for it. Screw that. I hate every Red Sox. I don't hate Brian Bayo. I kind of like Brian Bayo. He's Dominican. I like him. He's cool. So I don't know.
Justin Turner's cool. Justin Turner's cool.
He's cool. We
Corey
haven't faced
Kluber
him as a
was
Red Sox
former
yet,
Yankee.
so it's
Yeah, but it's Justin
I
Turner.
also like Joely Rodriguez.
And Corey Kluber was a Yankee at one point, threw a no-hitter. So
yeah,
love that too.
I don't. I mean, I'm a Corey Kluber hater now because people thought he was good, but
well, he's past his prime. So of course he's not going to be good anymore. But you still have that attachment. He threw a no-hitter for us. So
I guess
at least
you're right.
At least we have that moment. I know
you're right. I know
overall the Corey Kluber Yankees experiment was not a success, but
for one,
at least you have the no-hitter. At least you have the no-hitter.
There was a period, if you don't remember, there was a point in time where we had really good numbers on the season, and I thought he was back, and I was delusional. I love being delusional. Being delusional is one of my favorite things to do. I love being delusional. It's awesome. Let me just pull up. I'm gonna quickly do a quick stat check. Yeah. After he threw the no-hitter, he had a 2.86 ERA, and I'm like, dude, he's so back. I was like, I bought all the way in, and I was so happy. But anyways, Christian Morel hit another bomb. Yeah, Christian Morel again. I don't know why DR didn't put him on the freaking team, but yeah,
Christopher Morel has been insane. That's all I'm gonna say. He has 9 home runs in 12 games.
I thought it was 11. Is it 11?
12 games.
Oh, no, you're right. No, I thought it was 11 home runs. It's 9 home runs in 12 games. No, you're right. I get my
That's still insane, though.
What's crazy is he has a 36% strikeout rate of 5.8% walk rate. All he does is hit tanks, and I love it. This is real baseball right here, folks.
He hits so many home runs. I mean, it's kind of funny because the Cubs didn't have him up here until literally 12 games ago. So,
and they've been bad.
Yeah, the Cubs were been underperforming. I mean, they
They just beat
started
the
out
shit out of
all
the
right,
Mets, though.
and then they started out all right, and then they kind of fell off a little bit, and then they called up Christopher Morel, and I mean, he starts just raking.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Like he
dear
was
God.
good. Christopher Morel was good, when he came up.
He was
What
solid
was it
last year. He
last?
wasn't
Was it
great, but
what was it
okay.
last year? But he was good. He was
Yeah.
decent, and then he
Overall
came up,
plus.
and now he's come up, and he's just been raking.
Oh, yeah, he's a
Like
stud. I
it's
love
like
Chris.
every day he hits another home run.
It's
Like
every day, bro. Manoah and I don't know if I would say Manoah and Bassett out dueled, but yeah, they pitched. They just matched him. Like they were both really good. And they lost one of those starts because the Yankees couldn't score, and they beat Manoah in the other start because Alek Manoah has not won a start against the New York Yankees in over 400 days. It also has an ERA over 5. So I hate Alek Manoah, by the way. I wasn't saying the USA was going to go undefeated, Garcia, and they lost. But they lost, so I don't care. They lost. They lost. They lost. They lost. They had Mike Trout.
you just gotta keep sending in the video of Trout striking out to
If the
Ohtani.
Dominican Republic played in the US's pool, we would have walked out of there. Unfortunately, because we would have had Vlad in the second round. Unfortunately, we played the greatest pool of all time, and we had some bad luck. Game one, a lot of hard hit balls, not great running, not great offensive runs in scoring position. A lot of opportunities. That's bad luck. That's just bad variance. It happens. But end of the day, the winner of the tournament wasn't the USA, so I win. So yeah, people equals HVT. HVT is my dog, but yeah, HVT was a Kluber guy. But then again, I was a Clark Schmidt guy, so like I can't really rip on people for bad takes. But like I definitely wanted Kluber to not do well because I wanted to be right. I love being right. Hashtag swing the bat. Yeah, swing the bat. Just everyone swing, please. Like what? Well, actually, statistically speaking, swinging is worse than not swinging. Like the WOBA for not swinging is like 420 something. Like you hit like an Aaron Judge when you don't swing, and you hit like what's it like Mark Canha if you do swing. Like swinging is bad for you actually technically. So that's weird. Dominican Republic had this isn't even true. The WRC plus this you're just making shit up. They didn't have WRC plus. They might have. I could be wrong. Do they have? You're gonna
I
convince
don't
me that
know. I haven't
probably
seen.
did. They don't though. They definitely don't. I refuse to believe they did. If they did, I'd like cry.
If they
yeah,
did, that would just be the end of the stream.
Yeah, this is probably a good point to wrap. But we got about 2 hours in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys stopping by for the post game show. If you guys like what we do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you guys know next time we post or go live. We have Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and
we're gonna do a Twitter
YouTube
space
page.
tomorrow, aren't we?
Oh my gosh, yes. I should have mentioned this to start the stream. Because I have work tomorrow and Thursday, we're gonna do Twitter spaces instead so that I can, still do something. We're gonna still go on. So it's gonna be on Twitter.
It'll be us too. We'll go live.
Yeah.
On
So instead of commenting, you guys can actually talk, which is kind of dope. We'll do it on the Fireside Yankees account. Dylan will be joining on his account. So if you guys want to make sure you're on top of that, you should follow the Fireside Yankees Twitter. You should also follow Dylan's Twitter because Dylan will also be on his account, as I mentioned earlier. So following one of the two accounts will give you a
very active account I have. So
yeah, his account's actually not dead.
On that convo.
Yeah, so if you're gonna follow any account that I mentioned on Twitter, Fireside Yankees, of course, but follow Dylan's account, not mine. My account's kind of dead.
It's right up there.
Yeah, if you want to follow me, sure, but like you're not gonna get any tweets for a while. So yeah, but follow Dylan, please. Dylan's got not just stuff with the Yankees, he's also doing a bunch of stuff with the Knicks. And he's doing an excellent job there. We also do Fireside Knicks, so you guys should check us out. And yes, Marcus, I will be in the space. I will be on the space.
Yes.
We just can't do a live because I can do a space for my phone. I can't do a YouTube.
It'll essentially be what we just did tonight, but instead of you guys commenting, you guys will actually get to speak.
Yeah, so I'll just be like doing legit. I'll be like walking home from work, and then we'll just be doing the space. So yeah.
And I think aren't we gonna do one Thursday as
well?
Yes,
I did. I mention that. I think I mentioned Thursday. I also have work, but yeah.
So
we'll be doing
basically the rest of this Orioles series. You will get lives from us, both the next two on Twitter.
Yeah,
is where you will get them. So make sure to follow Fireside Yankees on Twitter.
Yeah,
and to follow us,
sure.
Of course.
But yeah, no. Sarah, thanks for the great live. Thank you for stopping by. We really enjoyed doing this. We had a lot of fun with it. But with that being said, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next podcast, live stream, wherever you guys check in on. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.